Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. It's good to see all of you here.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Mano. Good morning, Rotimi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Where is everyone?
Good morning,
Just
sir.
15 of us here.
Tochukwu is here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Abjoye.
Good morning. I hope we're all doing well. I hope you guys are enjoying the rains.
Yes, sir.
Okay, today is going to be a good day, and do we have all 15 people in the house or less actually?
See the clock, sir. Stop.
Okay, Audio Bonaya, turn off your audio.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll help you do it from here. Okay, unless you want to be heard, just try to mute your this thing. Selena, thank you for being a very good class captain. Is Selena there? Where is Selena? Oh, Selena. Okay, I thought Selena was there. Selena is reminding the rest of the crew in Accra, Ghana to be here.
Good morning, everyone. Please, we're about to take the attendance. If you are to drop your name, please indicate the church or the region you belong to, so that we can be able to account for that. Your name and also the church or region you belong to. Thanks.
Okay, we seem to be populated. Let's see what we can do. Selena, thank you for reminding everyone at the other side of the continent. I hope and pray people come in. 20 people already in the house. Okay, let's say prayer. Let's say prayer. Let's have who am I? Let's have Tochukwu Nwaribe. Tochukwu Nwaribe is the church leader for Owerri Church. Tochukwu Nwaribe, please lead us in open prayer. Thank you. Tochukwu, if you can hear me, unmute your mic. Maybe Tochukwu is having some issues. Okay.
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's pray. Our God and our Father, the only wise God, we're so grateful for yet another opportunity to come together and to learn at your feet. Thank you so very much for the resource persons, and most especially Mr. Emmanuel Elmer, that have been taking us through in order for us all to add to our value. Father, we pray that our time this morning will be great, it will be interactive, it will be encouraging, And all we're going to learn at your feet through him will not leave us. Will continue to remain in us. And we pray that as we learn, we will ensure God Almighty had more value to us and also be able to build more people that will be much more better than us. But I will beg of you that you come to be network, reception, possible, everyone of us. Then I pray at the end of the session and the end of the semester that everything we learn, we'll be able to put them into practice and also use it to add value to other people. To you alone be the glory. We have this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. And it looks like we're going to have a very good day today. I thank God for everything. I want to thank all of you. I can't stop thanking you guys enough just for your dedication to want to learn. I'm very encouraged by just the responses that I have been getting from us. It's very encouraging. Even as at last night, people were writing in, submitting their assignments and everything, and just really working hard. It's very encouraging when we see students who really work hard. And I want to encourage you that it might look difficult now. It might appear difficult now, but God will reward every action. God will reward you, and there's no doubt about that. God will reward everything that I will do. There has been some observation. A brother also wrote to me who didn't register for this leadership class we're doing. He registered for church history, and he called me up. Actually, I didn't even write. He called me up and said he had been listening to the classes on YouTube, and he felt regret that he didn't register the class for the class. That what can he do? So I allowed him. I said, hey, you can go ahead and start joining us in the class and listening and everything. You can even start writing your project. He was very fired up. So we worked something out for him to start doing. And of course, that gave me an idea that it might be better for us to take one course at a time rather than, believing that we can do 3 courses at the same time because of the coordination and everything. So let just have, because all of us are going to do the courses anyway. So it's not an elective where you can select which one you want and which one you don't want. So any course that we are offering, everybody will take that course at the same time, so that nobody will be left behind. So I really apologize for that. I thought we could run concurrently, but obviously it's more challenging, to try to do that concurrently. So some people have joined us in this course, so we're going to give them some time, to finish their assignments. And for those who didn't sign up for this leadership course, maybe just a few really, let's encourage them to please sign up. They still have time. The recordings are there. We can work something out so that everybody can be equipped. I have also found out that taking a leadership course before any other thing seems to be the best in this MTA training. When you take a leadership course before every other thing else, it really helps. So even as an instructor, me too, I'm learning the best way to present some of these things. So please bear with me, bear with us, and I'm sure we're going to have a great time. So thank you, Mr. Tochukwumaribe, for leading us in that opening prayer. I had sent a late message out for all of us to go through the classes last week. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to quickly breeze through the class last week before going to the new class. But before I do that, I would like to ask us, I want to get some feedback. What was your biggest takeaway at the last class that we did, at the segment that we did last week? If you want to speak, you can click the icon that shows, put your hand up. If you are on your laptop, the icon is by the left. If you are on your handheld, like your cell phone, I believe the icon is under the 3 dots. You click it. So I want us to quickly share. Let's just take some feedback because it's very, very important. What did you learn? What do you like? What What do you disagree with? What was not clear? We're going to just take a few minutes and do that before we sign up. I think it's a very good, good thing to start with revision before jumping into another class. So who would like to share? I'm looking at everybody at this time, 25 of us present. I've not seen any hand up. What did you learn? What's your biggest takeaway? What's your biggest takeaway from the class? What are you planning to implement, or what are you already implementing? What would be the biggest struggle for you? Is there anything you do not agree with, or anything you struggle with? All right, guys. I'm making it as broad as I can. It's called a feedback. If you don't know where the icon is, the icon that shows raise hand, like I'm doing now, I'm clicking on the icon. So you see a circle, a blue circle with a hand. Or if you don't know where the icon is, you might just unmute your mic and just speak. If it's impossible to do that, you might want to type in your question on the text box. But I'll prefer actually to hear your voice. So let's hear Abioye. Yeah, try to make it as direct as possible. Thank you. Abioye Oyatope.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Abioye Oyatope from Campus Young Professional Ministry. So for me, it has been an eye-opening class, getting to know myself as a campaigner and getting to know some of my weaknesses. But what really struck my mind the last class was the point of the baby role as what I can also function in. I knew that then I had to go back again, making some researches on who the man even was and how he was able to come up, with that kind of leadership style. And it opened my eyes to see a lot of things of what I can do and what I can even improve on. One of the things that I'm really working on these days is to be decisive. And I'm so grateful for that. I mean, in my ministry also, I'm taking time out, to be telling my people to go and take the personality test. In short, like before we started the class today, I had to even follow up on a brother also to take his own, and he has done so. So I'm so happy about it that, okay, this is a brother that has not really been showing much interest before, but now because I told him that this thing can benefit you, because this is the way it has benefited me. And he took that as a challenge also, and he has taken the personality test. So tomorrow we are meeting again to discuss it so that we can look at individual strength and weakness, and we can really help ourselves, on this journey. So I just want to say thank you again for this class. It has really been helpful for me personally and even with people around me.
Amen. Thank you, Abioye. As we and I'm very grateful at what you are doing. That is what we need to do. We need to try to implement. There's a principle that if you teach once, you learn twice. For people who try to share what they are learning, they actually reinforce what they are learning. Now, one thing I also want to add, it is not a sin. There's nothing wrong in it. But I'm trying to say, is it possible for us to tone down on how we use the word weakness? Weakness. I mean, it's a word, it's a good word. And I'm saying this because many times when we use weakness, it comes out a bit negative. So if possible, can we, if you cannot say allowable weakness, why can't you say a challenge? I think, everybody can live with that idea. Oh, this is a challenge that I have. Because I mean, it's still a weakness, but when you say weakness, especially in our church, it's usually seen as a negative thing. You're like, oh, this guy has a weakness. But when you say, oh, I have a challenge, so something you work on. When you think weakness, it tends to bring you back. But when you say challenge, it tends to take you from. So whichever way that you accept is fine. But just so that we can, my dream is that we begin to change the psychology of many things that we do as disciples. The psychology, sometimes if it's a negative psychology, let's change it so that people can know that they can actually grow and become the best in all that they do. I'm seeing several hands up, and they are all male. There's a hand up that is registered as fellow Gister. There's no name. So please, if you can actually register your name. If you use an app or you're even online, you can go to the settings and type your name so I'll be able to know. So I don't know who this person is. but it's registered as fellow G-Star, and your hand is up. So if you are the person, please unmute your mic and let's hear you. Because I'm assuming that you're a sister. That's why they call the brothers. Okay, fellow G-Star. I don't know who the person is. You know yourself, you're registered as fellow G-Star. Every other person has an initial of their name. Okay, fellow G-Star. Let me send you a private message that says you. So if you get an SMS from me, that means you are the fellow G-Star.
I had also sent a private message to the person to indicate.
Okay. All right. Okay. So so we don't know who you are, and it will be good to know who you are. So what I'm going to do, I'll give you like few minutes to identify yourself. Then, if you don't identify yourself, then I will take you out of the class nicely. Then you can, join, because again, we want to make sure that we know everybody who is in the class. It's not healthy to especially we're not seeing your face. It's not healthy to be in a place and you don't know who. Okay, so the person is my dear sister, the Queen Elizabeth of Cape. All right, Elizabeth. Talk. You are the fellow G-Star. Please, Lino, let me put your name and unmute your mic and speak. Let's hear you. Click unmute. Click the button, the mic button to unmute.
Hello?
Okay, good. Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, I want to say thanks for the last statement that you made about us saying allowable weakness or challenge. I think the challenge aspect is very, very encouraging, because it's like when we say weakness, it kind of puts you down. So I'm really grateful for that. For me, I'm really grateful for the class last week, because it really helped me to understand who I am. And when as a missionary, I look back on the different missions that I went on. Like, for example, in Moravia, when we went there to start the mission, and Paul was arrested in the early stage of it. And I was looking at the resource investigator and was like, I have been away from there for 6 years. I didn't have any, connection. And how would I be able to handle it? But some of the things that happened or that I did helped me to understand who I am today from your class. And it's also helped me to see that knowing who I am, I can be more productive. I can be able to understand my sisters as I lead with them, and even see that I even encourage some of my sisters to start doing the personality test as well. And even my nephew that was staying with me, I did it with him, and it helped me to understand who he really is. So I'm really grateful for this class, and it's already opened my eyes to see who I am, and I need to make sure that I put those things into practice, because it has changed my perspective and be able to help me to deal with people, to be more patient. Like my personality type is a defender, so I really want to be able to use those gifts that God has given to me to be more productive in the ministry, and even to my neighbors, because I'm in a neighborhood that's very challenging, but it has also helped me to be able to cope with it. So I'm very grateful.
Amen. That is very encouraging. Let me see if we have another hand up. There are brothers, more brothers. Let's see if we have a sister, more brothers again. Okay, so let me give one more person. Bode Hafiz, our Alpha, our Islamic cleric. Bode, if you can unmute your mic and share, please. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your work in God's plan. We pray that God will continue to strengthen you. What I learned last week and the previous week that we had, is for me to get to know myself first and those I'm leading. Or getting to know myself will enable me to know my area, the area that I need to focus on. I wanted to use the word challenges, the area that I need to focus on, and the area that I need to help people with also. So I got to know from the previous class that there's a need for us to make use of everyone's strength in a group. And forming a group, as you know, the area I can place people, if I did not place people in the area of their strength, they will struggle. So then I'll be able to identify one person that actually working with me right now, and I believe other people also, God will help me with the class and the wisdom I got from the class also, will help me to select the right person for the right position, and also to encourage them to nurture the area that they need to focus on. But personally, I've seen the area that I need to nurture as a person, being an entertainer as the test, as my test results on that system personality test. I need to work on being an I, being a J, and be a N, because I'm an ESFP. I move more with my feeling rather than using logical sense at times. So personally, I've started working on it to think first before acting. Though it's a lot of work that I need to do for myself, and a lot of work I need to work with my group too, because we are not there yet. Everyone is work in progress, and I believe that God has done so much for me, and God will help me also to lead other people to Him more. Thank you so much for the opportunity to join the class and for your contribution too, and the contribution of others people that will be leading us in the class. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Bode. I'm very grateful that you are learning all of these things. I also want to encourage all of us that are listening now. What God has given to you is beautiful. It is special. Don't try to change who you are. So the goal of this class is not to become somebody else, but is to first understand who you are, your strengths. Then you now know some of those challenges that you might have. So for somebody who is like Bode now, who is let me use the word, who is more in touch with his feelings, he's more in touch with his feelings. That means he's naturally caring. Bode as a person is naturally caring and everything. So but Bode will not know that. Notice that someone like that making very hard decisions might be a struggle for him. Might be a struggle because he doesn't want to harm anyone. So making very hard decisions might be a kind of a struggle for him. So what he needs to learn now, is to learn how to unleash the other potentials that he has. I remember we talked about nature and also of nurture. So what you don't have by nature, you can have by nurture. And nurture is by learning, by getting mentorship, by having a mentor, mentor you, or by raising somebody else that that can actually do that which you are not able to do, because nobody can do everything. There's nobody can do it. So our job as leaders is to first find out who we are about ourselves and everything. Now, I wanted to use an illustration. Let me use a simple illustration for us that will help us understand this class. Because my prayer is not that we just go through the class, but we actually understand them. We really understand them. So let me give you an example, and I don't mean to be I don't know how to say it. This example I'm going to use is not for any other purpose other than just illustration. Okay, I'm only doing it for illustration purpose only. Now I have two cars. For some of you who know, I have two cars. I have a Toyota Camry which is the one by the right. Now, this is not the real picture of the car. This is just a picture I got from the internet. So if I snap my car right now and show you, the car is dirty. It's probably not washed. But I have two cars. I have a Toyota Camry, which I have used for almost 15 years. I've used it for almost 15 years. It's a 1997. It's a 1987 or 1997 brand. Then I also have, by God's grace, I also have a Toyota Sequoia, 2003 model, and that Toyota Sequoia is a 4.7. It has this 4.7 liter engine, 4.7 horsepower, and the Toyota Camry is 2.2. Now I can tell you now we use the word pros and cons. We talk about advantages and disadvantages. But I can tell you the strengths and the challenges, or the strengths and the allowable weaknesses. Now, for the Camry, which you are seeing here, for the Camry, I can tell you categorically clear that it's very fuel efficient. Now, two of them have the same petrol capacity, 70 liters of petrol in the Camry, 70 liters of petrol in the Sequoia, the same size. Now, for the Camry, the engine is 2.2, and the Sequoia is 4.7. So that means that the engine, it is not is very fuel economical, over 100 miles. I can drive this car for like almost 10 hours on a full tank, or more than 10 hours, depending on where where I'm going. If I'm going to my village, I can drive all the way from Lagos to Asaba or thereabout, and I'll still have some fuel left. But the Sequoia cannot do that distance because the engine is very powerful. Now, the Camry, I can park it almost anywhere because it's smaller. But the Sequoia, I'll need a bigger space. The Camry, if it breaks down, two people can push it easily. But the Sequoia is not that easily pushed because of the size. The Camry can take a maximum of 5, 3 at the back and 2 in the front. But the Sequoia, I've carried 10. I can do 4, 4, 2 because it's very big and still has space for load. The Camry is cheaper when you want to buy it. The Sequoia is more expensive. The Camry can carry load, but the Sequoia can carry more. So now the problem is, if we now decide to have a car as a Camry, and you want a Camry car, but you want it to have all the advantages of a Sequoia, that is where you have a problem. Because the Sequoia is bigger, it can carry 10. If you want to squeeze 10 people inside a Camry, that will be a challenge. At the same time, if you want a Sequoia to go for 10 hours drive or more on just one full tank, that's going to be a challenge. Now, for the Camry, there are places that I will go to. Maybe a place I've not been before. In Lagos, they have all these big fence and gates and everything. There are places I'll go to with my Camry. If I get to the gates, the security man will come out and ask me, "Oga, who you define? Who are you looking for?" If I say I look for this, or they say, "Okay, park outside." But for the Sequoia, if I just put the horn, pom pom, they will open the gate for me. Whether they know me or they don't know me, they will just open the gate for me. So they both have their own advantages. At the same time, they also have their own challenges. So if you view human beings like this, you also find out that there are advantages that we all have. There are challenges that we all have. I cannot ask a Camry to do all the things that a Sequoia, will do. That will be pulling, demanding too much of that Camry. At the same time, I cannot ask a Sequoia to step down to not become a Camry. That would be frustrating for the Sequoia. Sequoia is very strong. I mean, I can climb a hill easily with it. Just 2 days ago, it rained in Lagos a lot, and water covered some of the streets, the road. People were struggling to pass. I just drive through. The only thing I do is that I slow down so that I don't splash water on people, because the car is very high. So where the Camry cannot enter, maybe bad road, muddy road, whatever, the Sequoia can enter it. And the Sequoia is 4-wheel drive. Even in sand, I can drive it on a beach. I'll just change the gear to a 4-wheel drive and it will go. So all I'm saying is that we all have strengths and we all have challenges. Your strength is different from your challenges. The strength of a Camry, or rather the challenge that a Camry has, is as a result of the strength that a Camry has. The challenge that a Camry has is expensive to maintain. It just give me a minute. Sorry, everyone, for that breaking transmissions. Something just came up. So the Camry, one tire of the Sequoia can buy almost 3 tires of the Camry. The brake pad of the Sequoia, one brake pad can buy all the brake pad. So it's expensive to maintain. So because of the work it does, it's going to cost you more money to maintain. Now the Camry, because of the economical nature of the Camry, it cannot do the work that the Sequoia can do. It can't carry big load. I mean, I carry 10 people, I carry load at the back, I carry pure water, and it's still going. It will enter ditch, come out. So let's see human beings like that. God has blessed you with many, many gifts, all of us. Some of us, and I'm not saying this to demean anybody, some of us are like Camrys. We are very fuel efficient. In fact, Camry at the point was the most popular car in the world, in America, especially. It was the most bought car. In fact, it was so good. The engine of a Camry 2.2 is designed to last forever. It's designed literally to run forever. Since I bought that car, I have not touched the engine, not once. That's how it is. It doesn't have any problem at all. And that's why the car sold so much that they have to now make different version of the car using the same engine. But at the same time, the Sequoia is a very big, big car, but it can't give you the mileage that a Camry. So some of us are like Camrys. We are very efficient. We are very fast. We are very economical. We can come handy every now and then, and every single thing, whatever. But when we put so much load on us, we might not be able. In other words, there are people that God has blessed with the ability to lead a particular number of individual. Maybe God has given you a talent to lead 100, 200, maybe 300, maybe 1,000. But there are people in our ministry that they might not be able to lead more than 20. And they will do very well. They can't do more than 20. So when the ministry gets beyond 20, 30, 40, they begin to struggle. You know why? Because they don't know how to break the ministry and start all over again. Because they are emotionally involved with people. They don't allow people to go. So they hold them. And what happens is that when you have a leader who holds people to himself because he loves people and everything, when he gets people who are like a Sequoia, those people will get frustrated because they want to go. They want to go start another Bible discussion. We are saying, oh, bro, let's stay here. Let's be enjoying. He said, but I want to go. So that is why we need to understand ourselves. So when that person who has a capacity to lead 20 people, when his membership start getting to 20, he should start thinking about dividing up and creating another Bible so he can go back to 10 and he can lead again and lead again. Because if he hits 25, 30, there will not be dorming. There will not be going down. So with that, I want us to now revisit some of the things that we talked about last week. And that is team formation. And it's very, very key for all of us to understand team formation. Now, I gave you a challenge to go and read up the let's see, where did we stop? Okay, we are here. So I had given us a challenge, you know, to go and read up all those things and find out. Now, our church needs to grow because we are a movement. We are a movement. We are a movement. I'm repeating it over and over again. And they say that movements normally go through stages. You usually start with a man, that is M for man. That man will have a message, M for a message. That message will gather momentum. When it begins to share the message, it gathers momentum, M for momentum. And that momentum will now lead you to a movement. Now begin to now move, M for movement. Now, as you begin to move, that is when you now become performing. You need to perform. You now get to a place where you have to decide whether you are going to remain a movement or you are going to end up a monument. M is also for monuments. A monument is something that you build in remembrance of something that was. Again, a monument is something that you build in remembrance of what was. For example, we have the Accra monuments, you know, where you have the Black Star and everything. In Abuja, we have monuments. In Lagos, there are so many monuments. Monument to Fela, monument to the fishing culture of Lagos, monuments. So monuments are usually things that were. When somebody dies, they now build a monument to remember them. Even in the Bible, you know, the Bible talks about people that killed the prophets. They now build, their children now build monuments to remember the prophet. So when you become a monument, you are saying that you used to be, you used to exist, and your best days now are now in the past. So whenever you talk, if you want to know if somebody has gotten to the monument stage or they are reaching the monument stage, all their successes, all their great news will always be in the past. They will say this, that, we used to do this. We used to crank, in those days. Oh, it's always in the past tense. You know, but, and I'm not saying that it is there's something wrong in you reflecting back. But as a church, our best days is still in the front. And I believe that for me, my best days are still in the front. Now, I love the things God has used me to do in the past. And God has used me to do so many things, just like God has used all of us. But I'm saying God has more. God wants to do more. Bible says God will do more than you can ask or imagine. You know, so if you're always talking about in the past, check your life. Check your ministry. Now, I'm not saying that ministries don't go to a time where there will be like a plateau, where they will just flatten a bit. From time to time, you're going to get to that point. But you cannot be there for 10 years, 5 years. That means that you are already going to the dormant stage. And so, when we take a look at that principle that I shared with us about how how things grow, you'll find out that it is a natural sequence. When you form, you start anew. Whenever you start a new Bible discussion, always think, I am in the forming stage. Whenever you are asked to go and lead a new ministry, always think, no matter how big that ministry is, it can be 10,000, 20,000, but as long as a new leader comes to that place, it is in the forming stage. Because everything will have to stop. You now have to now begin to now do things again. Even if you have a ministry that is going very well, a Bible talk that is baptizing and going well, when you change a leader in that Bible discussion, most times that discussion goes back to the forming. Now, the best they will do is to go to storming. Because when a new leader comes into a group, there are usually changes that are made. And for you to make that changes, you have to slow the team down. Then you have to disrupt some things that are already happening. So our plan, or rather our challenge, is to identify which stage our ministry is at. The simple place to find out is when you go to plant a church. For example, our brother prayed for us this morning. Tochukwu went to go and plant a church, a brand new church. And I'd like to tell you that in just 1 year, that church has transformed. We have singles in that church, we have marrieds in that church, we have teenagers in that church. In fact, their kids' kingdom is so big, whatever. So that that is an example of a church that started from forming, and to school tell you that they went through storming, where you are the only person taking decision, where you make a decision, people will not follow it, or where people will agree to do something and they will not do it, where they will say they will submit assignments, amen, and they will not submit their assignments, and I will know that we are on the storming stage. Now, some of us have gone to the norming stage in this MTA. I can say some of us are actually in the performing stage. Even up to this morning, some of you have submitted all your assignments completely. You submitted all your assignments, and most of us have actually submitted all our assignments. But some of us are still in the storming stage. You are still deliberating, and some of you have not even watched the videos that we sent out 3 months ago, or even the next stage. So you have to know this is the stage you are in. So when you identify the stage you are in, then it is now easier for you to now go to the next stage. But if you don't even know the stage you are in, you are going to be assuming that you are in a stage that you are not. You will think, you are doing well, but meanwhile, you are still in the forming stage. When a team gets to the performing stage, what you must do is to break that team up and let them start again from forming. If you don't do that, that's going to call what is called dorming. They'll become dormant. That thing will become dormant. Now, some teams go through this in a natural sequence. Like, for example, if you have a team to organize West African Missions Leadership Conference, whenever that team is formed, that team will go through forming, storming, norming, and after the conference, it dies. Just like what happened to our team that put together the West and Central Africa summit that we had. After the summit, that team is dead. Or you have a team to organize singles conference or campus conference or marriage conference. After the conference, that team automatically dies. But a church should not die like that. And that's why the study of team and team management is very, very important. I showed you an example of the geese. We need to work together. When we identify our strengths and our challenges, then it is easier to go through that. Now, I gave you a chance to go and look at this quiz. And this quiz one, for example, said a high-performing team can get thrown back into the storming phase, which is true. Any team that is high-performing, that is doing very well, can get thrown back into the storming stage. What are some of the reasons for this? And the question is that you select from the items below. You can choose more than one answer if you want. One, is it that a new member joins the team? Can that take a team that is high-performing back into the storming stage? Can a new member really do that? Number two, meeting location and time change. Can that really change a team that is performing very well to now become to storming? New management introduces a new organizational strategy. Can that really take a team back? Or D, the team recorder or the timekeeper must leave the group to take a new job. So look at it. Which of these you think is most likely to destabilize a team that is doing well? Now, if your answer is this, then you are right. If your answer is A and C, then you are right. What is A and C? A is that if a new member joins the team, you don't know who that member is. A new management introduces a new strategy. That one can actually spoil a team. So we're going to move forward. So I want you to go through those quizzes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 quizzes there. It will help you. Sorry, 5 quizzes. What am I saying? 5, 6. It is to help you actually make a better understanding of your team. Now, here is what we are going to do now. If you don't mind, let me end this. Let me start a new slide. Where's my new slide? Excuse me, guys. Let me pick on my new slide. Now, for some of us, this will be a refresher course. Like I'm refreshing your mind. I have taught some of you this before, but I'm going to be saying some things that probably I didn't say at any time that I have taught this class. And I want you to please pay attention to what I'm going to be talking about. transformational leadership. I know that why you are here today is because you want to learn. And you want to learn because you want to put the things you are learning into practice. And just like we have said, there is difference between what God has given to you as nature and what you can learn by nurture. So MTA is a point of nurturing you. How can you make your leadership more transformational? How can it be going, moving forward? You don't want a leadership that is just in one place. You want a leadership, your leadership to be always evolving, to always moving. Now, here are some things I can share with you that can help you in that transformational leadership that you want. And I know we've read these things, but I want us to please take a look at them again. Many times, and I say many times, in the world, whether it's in the church, whether it's in politics, whether it's in academics, whether it's in club, whether it's in anywhere, many times we have noticed that sometimes leadership can be as a result of manipulation. People manipulate people to do what they want them to do. They do that by promising them money. That's one. They do that by giving them promotion. Two. They can also do that by threatening them. When you threaten someone, maybe you say, I will sack you if you don't do this. I will penalize you if you don't do that. I will fail you if you don't do this. That is called manipulation. So that person will do what you want them to do, but it will not be from their heart. You have simply manipulated them. But true leadership is not as a result of manipulation, but as a result of inspiration. When you inspire people, and inspiration from the word in, it is internal. You bring out the best, their desire, their heart, their willpower, and their intention to want to follow you. So leadership is as a result of inspiration and not manipulation. And so let us look at how inspiration works. How does inspiration work? For us to understand that, I want you to know that your leadership ability, and that is what we want to do in this class. I want to help you to raise up your ability to lead. I want you to improve your ability to lead at any level you find yourself. So your leadership ability is what determines your effectiveness and the potential impact of your team. You cannot be more effective than your ability. In other words, a Camry car cannot carry more load than it is meant to carry. If it does that, it will break down. A Sequoia car, a Toyota Sequoia 4.7 liter engine cannot go farther than what the petrol in the car can carry it. So if you want this Toyota Sequoia to go far, what you do is that, one, you have to increase the petrol capacity. Now, for some of you in Ghana, you will realize that petrol is actually very cheap in Nigeria. In fact, Nigerian petrol is one of the cheapest in the world. It is very, very cheap. I mean, a liter of petrol in Nigeria is less than 50 cents, like 30 cents. Really, 1 gallon of petrol here in Nigeria is like $1 or so, just 1%. It's very, very cheap. So that's why people drive very big car. That's why I can drive a big car in Nigeria, because the petrol is cheap. Now, what you need to know is that those transports, those big transport like ABC, that travel from Lagos to Accra in Ghana, you will notice that they never stop to buy fuel or on the road. They never, you never see them, all those ABC, you never see them stop to refuel their tank. You know why? Because they have gone to expand. If you look at the luggage compartments where they normally put load, they have gone to build extra tank. So they buy all their diesel in Nigeria. In fact, they have enough diesel to take them from Nigeria to Accra, Ghana, and back to Nigeria again without buying any fuel. And that is why long-term transport is cheaper. The only people who buy petrol on the way are the smaller one, like all this God is good, and the rest they buy. So they have to, because their fuel tank is small and there's no space to expand it. But those big luxury buses like ABC, they have space in their luggage compartment to actually they build extra tank so they can travel long the distance. So you cannot travel longer than your capacity. As a leader, you cannot do better more than your capacity. If you try to do it and you don't have the capacity, you are going to fall into trouble. And that's why some leaders, when they don't have the capacity to lead people beyond where they are, they might become discouraged, or they can become like Mobutu Seko. They might become a tyrant. They might become to now use manipulation. So today, what I want to teach us is how we can expand our fuel tank, our leadership fuel tank, so that we can go longer, farther. Even though you are a small car, I'm going to teach you how you can actually carry extra fuel so that you can go much more further. I'm using fuel because fuel is very important in our society. The first thing you need to know is what we call the real test. Real is an acronym, REAL. Excellence is measured by your REAL success. If you can be successful in these 4 areas, then you cannot begin to be excellent in what you do. So let me teach you how to be excellent in what you do, or how to be successful in what you do. Number 1 is, let me just put everything down to us. To be successful in life, a person needs to master skills in these 4 areas. You must master skill in relationship. As a leader, you must learn how to relate with all kinds of people. It's very important. Number 2, you must also learn to equip yourself and equip people around you. If you're a leader who is not growing people, then you're going to have a problem. If you're not always giving people, teaching them, growing them, mentoring them, just like what our brother shared, our brother Francis, that's a short video that I actually shared. Usually I don't comment on anything that is not strictly MTA on our side. But I watched the video. I said, wow, this makes sense, and because it ties into what we are doing now, that there is no way you can be successful amongst people who are not successful. It's only in Africa you see somebody say, "Oh, I'm the richest man in my neighborhood." It doesn't make sense. I'm the richest man in Africa. I'm the richest man in Ghana. I'm the richest man. Why are you saying that? And people around you are all poor. And that's why in Nigeria, someone will go and build a massive house. I just love building massive house. And they will not build a 10-foot wall fence. And they will not put security wire around it, put electricity around it. They will not put sign, beware of dog. They will not put, why are you doing that? And all around you are poor people. That doesn't make sense. So you must learn to equip people around you. So relationship, you must grow in relationship. You must learn, and something you learn. Not everybody is born with the ability to relate easily. Let me give you, an example. I went to the post office yesterday to pick up an item I ordered from China. Usually, I order some items, and it will take about two weeks. Because of the coronavirus, it has taken like 2 months or more to arrive. When I got to the post office, and I was discussing with the woman who was there, she was giving me all my items, whatever. The man beside me, I said, what's that your daughter's name? Then I said, Emanuela. They said, yeah, Emanuela. And I looked at them, I said, I didn't know Ella. And I said, well, Ella is a friendly girl. They said, yes, it's very friendly. Now I know. My daughter is a friendly person. Anywhere she goes to, people know her easily. In my compound, they call my wife Mommy Ella. Or they say Ella's mommy. Because when she'll go to your house, she'll carry your children, whatever. So some people are born with that ability. My wife is like that. But for me, I'm not like that. I was not born like that. So someone like me, I have to work extra hard to actually build my ability in growing relationship. But some of you are naturally gifted in that area. Now, the second one is equipping people. You must be willing to share what you have. You must be willing to add value to people. The more you add value to people, the more it is easier to be successful around them. Because if you're successful, they too will be successful. You can't be successful and people around you are not successful. You cannot be, that's not excellence. Then, no, the number 3 one is your attitude. What is attitude? Attitude is not just what you say. Attitude is how you say it. Attitude is when you say it. Attitude is how you look when you're saying it. Attitude is whether you are standing up or sitting down when you're saying it. Attitude is everything, like somebody will say. Attitude can change everything. And attitude is very important. If you're a leader, you have to look at what kind of attitude you have. Do you have, your posture, the way you come across? Are you friendly? How do you carry yourself? How do you talk to people? Not just what you're saying might be true, but how do you convey it? Attitude is everything you are. And number 4 is your leadership ability, your ability to actually think as a leader, your ability to be able to bring out ideas, your ability to be able to take risk. These are the 4 areas. So you have read it. And in relationship, there are rules in relationship. Rule number 1, do unto others as you want them to do to you. This is called the golden rule. The golden rule. Do unto others as you want them to do to you. So, but there is what is called a silver rule. A silver rule is what you have in Buddhism, for example. A silver rule, and even the Pharisees have that kind of rule. The silver rule is don't do to other people what you don't want them to do to you. So the difference is not doing. The golden rule says do. The golden rule is more engaging. The golden rule is more positive. The golden rule is saying go ahead and do. The silver rule is one that says don't do. In other words, you hold back. So the silver rule is not engaging. Then there is a wooden rule, the really bad one. The wooden rule is do unto others before they do it to you. In other words, be wicked before somebody wicked you, you wicked them. In Nigeria, they call them pepper them. Pepper people, before they pepper you, you pepper them first. That is wrong. But Jesus' attitude is do, be positive, share with people, find out how they are doing, engage with them. It's about doing positive. You ask yourself a question as a leader every single day. Are you adding value to people around you? So rule number 2 is every day add value, either by what you say or by what you give or by what you do. Make people leave you better than when they came to you. People must leave you better than when they come to you. Whether if people come to you, discouraged, they must leave you more encouraged. If people come to you disoriented, they must leave you more oriented. If people come to you, they don't have shoe. Better leaving you, find them a shoe, especially if you have extra. Give, share the things you have. If you don't have shoe to give, somebody who has extra shoe that can share. Because you can't leave your brother walking barefoot when you are walking on 2 feet, with shoes. It's like me. I can't be in a ministry where I'm the only one that has a laptop. It doesn't make any sense. I can't be in a ministry where I'm the only one that has a smartphone. And people in my ministry, they know. There was a time I got everybody a laptop. I didn't buy it. I got them somebody who can sell it for them at a very low price and get them to pay like in five times. And meanwhile, many of them got brand new laptop. Me, I didn't have a brand new laptop, but I'm happy. If someone in my ministry needs a phone, and therefore I will raise money. I will encourage them to, because people have to be better than you. It is a rule that you must have. Then number 3, you must know the people you lead. You must know them. What kind of people are they? What are their strengths? What are their challenges? Because their strength is obvious. Their strength is what they can do very well, very, very well. But you know that if they don't work on their challenges, they might not be the best in everything that they do. So your job is to help them also work on the challenges that they'll have. Number 2, you equip people, raise them up. In over 10 years ago, when we started the what we call the Vision 2020, we started Vision 2020. All of us made videos. People in Accra, Ghana make videos. I think it was Jide that was leading the church in Ghana there. They made videos. People in Nigeria, every church in Nigeria made videos of what they want to do. People in Kenya. Last year was the expiration of that 2020. Where then, this year is supposed to whatever. Do you know, last year, I downloaded the videos of ministries like in South Africa, in US. You know, there was actually a conference that I attended. People from US are there, South Africa, East Africa, and Nigeria. So, and I sent those videos to them. Many of them have forgotten that they made a video called Vision 2020, because it was just a good idea. It was a fantastic idea. Hey, let's do it, whatever. People, whatever. And I told them, I said, you know what? I did not forget. I'm always looking at that vision I made for my ministry. And because then I called the leadership of the church in Lagos. I said, you know what? Let us change this Vision 2020. Let's not change it. Let us fine tune it. Rather than saying we're going to plant 20 churches, which is very good, by 2020. What if we say we're going to raise up 20 evangelists by 2020? Now, I would like to tell you that I would have been for you to tell you that it was a good idea. People loved it. People didn't really, well, man, it's a good idea, but well. But listen, leadership is not about building a house. It's about who is going to live in the house. It's not about planting churches, which is good, but who is going to lead those churches? We have to increase our leadership capacity. So on my own, I began raising up leaders. I began raising up leaders gently, gradually in my ministry. Leaders will go and lead churches. Leaders will go and plant churches. By the time we get to shortly before the end of 2020 of that whatever, churches that we planted, we now found out that they didn't have people to lead. In Nigeria, especially, we didn't have people to lead. And people who have championed those things were beginning to struggle. Oh, we cannot grow, whatever. And I told them, I just raised up my hand in the meeting. I said, can I send my leaders from campus to go and lead those churches? And people turned and looked at me and were like, where, how? Is that possible? Are they trained? I said, yes, guys, I have trained them. So we gave opportunity for some of them to go just for a few months. Just go for a few months, then come back. I can tell you that nobody that left to go and grow those churches ever came back. After the expiration of that future, they say, no, they're not going back. Oh, I beg. We want them to stay. So can you imagine if every church today, beginning today, your goal is to raise up leaders. If you're a zone leader, your job is to raise up at least 1 or 2 people like you. If you're a church leader, your job is to raise up at least 1 or 2 people like you. If you're a Bible talk leader, your job is to raise up 1 or 2 people like you. If we are raising up leaders, guess what? We are going to grow the church automatically. Because if you have somebody who's like you, they are going to do what you are doing. And they're going to raise up more people. So if we don't raise up leaders and we remain, we are going to be competing with one another. We are going to be competing for the small available resources. Oh, we only have one church. It now becomes who's going to be, the new evangelist of that church. Oh, we don't have one Bible talk. Who's going to be, the Bible talk leader? Okay, let's do it turn by turn. Okay, today you lead on Wednesday this week. Next week I'll do Wednesday. To be turn by turn. Come on, guys, why can't you have just 2 Bible talk? Let's have 3 Bible discussions. You know what I mean? Let's grow leadership. Then the church will grow. The reason why our churches stopped growing in Medford was we stopped growing leadership. We want to plant churches, but there are no people who are competent. So when we plant those churches, usually they now shrink. They will stop growing because there's nobody that's experienced leading those churches. So there are 4 laws of building a team. That's what they call the law of the chain. The law of the chain. A chain is defined as series of hooks, rings or hooks that are joined together to now form a long hook chain. That's why it's called a chain. There's a law of chain. In other words, you must train every hook in the chain. Because if you leave one chain bad, if for sisters that wear chain on their neck, you see that if one hook in that chain is broken, you can lose the entire chain. And may God help you if the chain has a pendant that is made up of diamond or pearls. If you don't take care of every hook in your chain, the entire chain will fall. Number 2, law of significance. Everybody has something valuable in them. There is significance in everybody. But what we want to find out, what can that person do very well? If we don't understand the law of significance, what will happen is that we are going to put people in the wrong place. Law number 3, the law of the inner circle. As you lead, who are your inner carcass. Jesus Christ at a point had 120 disciples, we are told. At the time, there were 72 disciples. I mean, he focused on 72. At a point, he now focused on the 12. At a point, he now focused on 3. There must be people who you are raising up. Now, let me tell you, we have done incredibly well as a church. All over the world, in North America, in South America, in Europe, in Canada, in Africa, in Asia. I've traveled to most of those continents. But years ago, we now found out that there was a problem that we have. And that problem is that most leaders were not raising up people to take over from them. Most leaders, because our job is to grow. People never thought that one day they might not be there. One day you can die. One day you can become too sick. One day you can even say, I don't want to do it again, Joe, whatever. So most of our leaders, and because we were used to a situation where, let me give you an example. I'm not saying this to bring anybody down, but I'm a student of history. And they say, if you don't learn from history, those who refuse to learn from history are doomed. They are doomed to repeat it. You're going to repeat it. For example, and I'm just for example, let's say, for example, Richard Alawaye had a situation in Kenya. So what do? We brought Richard Alawaye to South Africa. Mike said, okay, Richard, okay, you have a situation there, okay, let's take you out. Come to South Africa. Where are we going to go? Okay, who is going to replace Richard Alawaye in Kenya? Oh, Hervé Florent. Oh, yeah, Hervé Florent, come. Leave Abidjan, come to Kenya. Just within months, we had problem in Nigeria. Nichi Alawaye. I'm sorry, Nichi, why I was called. Okay, Nichi have a situation in Nigeria. That was 1999. Some things happened in leadership, whatever. So what do we do? Okay, Mike said, okay, Nichi, come to South Africa. Alawaye, okay, you just came from East Africa. Okay, Alawaye, okay, you can go try. Okay, go and try. Go down to Nigeria. You see, and I can say this story over and over and over, virtually everywhere in our continent and even beyond. So if something has happened in Nigeria in 1999, who else could have led the church if Nietzsche was not there? If something has happened in Kenya a year before that, in 1998 or so, and Richard Alawaye had to be taken out, who else could have led that church? And on and on. You know why? Because most times as leaders, we are so consumed with growing the church that we're not growing leadership. And that's why in our church, it now becomes, when something happens, we have to now go and import a leader. And again, I'm not saying this to make any, I mean, if we have to do it, then we have to do it. What I'm saying is that because we are not growing leaders, and a leader who is not growing up leader is saying, I don't want to leave. People that work with me know, and they are here. Some of you are here, paying attention. Immediately I enter any ministry, my first job is to grow the next person that's going to take away from me immediately. Let me give you an example. When my wife and I started, leading the church in Kwara State, we're the only people, people there on staff. In less than 8 months, we're able to raise money. I mean, we sold things. I became an artist again. We sold, and we're able to hire Shadrach and Augusta immediately. As Shadrach and Augusta, you are going to be my right hand, people. And I now carved out the church into 2 immediately. There's going to be East sector, which I'm leading. There's going to be West sector. My Bible talk that was leading grew so fast, and I now appointed 4 more brothers, including Shem Olorunfemi, Jonathan Aguyi. I want that brother to lead. I went on campus. I said, let me go and be leading campus ministry. Now, what if I had not done that? Because in less than 6 months after I did that, I was called from Lagos. Oh, Lagos, we have another ministry for you. Come over. What if I didn't do that? We're not going to have any minister in whatever. When I came to Islands region, leader that region, one of the brothers who was not doing well, he came to me. Was like, I said, let me spend time with you. He's not doing well. He's not doing well in his marriage at that point. He's not doing as a disciple, whatever. He came to me. After spending time with this brother, I saw that this brother can do a lot if only somebody can just help him. And I said, bro, I want to apply to come on staff. And the guy was like, I say I'm weak. You're telling me come on staff. I said, bro, I want to apply to Common Star. I want to train you. Today, that brother is a regional leader, he's an evangelist. His name is Ayo Da Silva. When I was leading the church in Onitsha, and my wife took ill, and I knew that we're not going to stay in that place, whatever. I came to my former ministry, a Bible talk leader, my former ministry. I called him. I said, bro, I don't have a job for you, and I know that he has a heart. This guy has a fantastic heart. And I said, bro, I have a job for you, but no pay. Can you move from Lagos and travel 9 hours out of Lagos to a place called Onitsha? Come there. If you can get a job as a teacher, because that's all he was in Lagos. Get a job as a teacher. I'll give you my house. I'll give you some of my furniture. I'll give you whatever. Just, I'll give you my house. I'll give you my furniture, whatever. I pray that you'll be able to get a job as a teacher, please, so I can lead that church. And that brother said, yes. It's amazing. The guy said, yes. I didn't talk to anybody in the church. I didn't talk to any leadership group. I didn't talk whatever. I just said, I'm going to do this. And if I went. Today, that church has grown. They have their own facility. That brother is an evangelist today. His name is Lucky Onwese. And I've done that everywhere I've led. You see, we need to grow more leaders, because I'm not going to be here forever. Even on campus, I've told them, guys, you guys can do anything without me. And the truth is that they're actually doing a lot of things, and some of them are listening to me right now, without me. My job is not to come and become the king. A king does not go on transfer. My job is to raise up more leaders, because this mission field is very big. So you must have the law of inner circle. Who are the people you are focusing on? Your first level, focusing on. Who are your second level? Who are your third level? Before you focus on the entire church, who are the people that if they find you today and they cannot find you, who are the people that can take over from you? That is growing your leadership. Finally, the law of opportunity. The law of opportunity. There's a story about an American who left America, and all his life purpose is that he wants to go to South Africa, he wants to go to the safari, and he wants to take a picture of a lion, close range. He wants to take the picture of a lion, close up, not with zoom lens, close up. And he wants to come and say, man, I saw a lion close range, I took a picture of it. So he bought the most expensive camera, he bought a tripod, he bought the zoom lens, he bought all batteries, he bought everything, packed his bag, and he flew from America to South Africa. Day one, they were carrying them into the safari. I've been to a safari before. The last safari I went, the first one I went was a place called Terengere. Terengere is in East Africa, in Tanzania. Terengere, immediately you enter that safari, by the time you drive a few minutes, you start seeing animals. I mean, it's not like there's no gates, there's no, just you start seeing animals. This guy, when they entered the safari for the first time, lo and behold, there was a lion right in front of them. And that was what this man has prayed for, what he has hoped for. A lion close up. But he didn't have the camera set. So he now began opening his bag. He now began putting up his battery, putting up his, those days it was film, they don't use, putting up his film, putting whatever, bringing it out, putting the lens. By the time he finished, that lion has gone. So the law of opportunity says, when opportunity knocks, it is too late to prepare. When opportunity knocks, it is too late to prepare. In other words, as a leader, I was a Boy Scout, growing up. I became a troop, a leader, troop leader in the Boy Scouts, before I resigned. The law of the Boy Scout is be prepared. Be always prepared. Sometimes people laugh at me when they see me. I'm carrying a big bag. I have I have a laptop in the bag. I have a clicker in the bag. I'm the only person that I know that goes to staff meeting with a cable. Extension cable is there. And sometimes I bring speaker, I bring whatever. People say, hey, man, you shouldn't carry load. I say, well, now my load is not your own load. Guess what? Whenever people come to staff meeting, sometimes, and they want to do something, they say, Iman, did you bring your laptop? Or Iman, did you bring whatever? And I say, but you are the one I want to present. How come you didn't bring? Because you are not prepared. And I think as leaders, we need to talk to ourselves. Because if you have a big dream, which I'm sure all of us have, but you have a bad team, that spells nightmare. You're going to have a nightmare. You will not sleep. Because if you are not growing your team, if you're not growing, people that have worked with me, with ICLC, they know how from beginning. We have our meetings with everything. We cross the T's and dot the I. Sometimes we are over-prepared. We are usually over-prepared just in case. You see, I went on a 2-week teaching trip with my brother, Gilbert Kimei. And people couldn't believe it. Gilbert would travel with 2 laptops. We travel with 2 laptops. Even when the congregation we are going to, we tell them, please get a projector. We'll still bring an extra projector. We are going to bring a tripod. We're going to bring everything we say they should bring, we'll bring it. Guess what? Most times, we always enter trouble, and it is those things that we bring that actually save us. I even have a power bank that can charge a laptop. And there was one day we were teaching in a country late in the evening, and the lights went out. And it was Gilbert's projector that was a small projector, very tiny projector. And I quickly just plugged the projector to my power bank, and I've not done that before. I didn't know it was going to work. And it came on, boom. And we were all surprised. And we continued the class. So the law of the chain, everybody is important. The law of significance, put a 10 on everybody, put value on everybody. The law of inner circle, have people you are ready to take over from you. The law of opportunity, be prepared. Be always prepared. Now, there are things I can tell you about attitude. What things? They say that attitude has the power to lift people up or to tear people down. As a leader, when you enter a room, what kind of attitude do you enter with? If you're a leader, if you enter a room that is very happy, people are fired up, if you enter a room, are people going to just close their mouth and just say, you don't come, or make you keep quiet, or whatever? Are people going to say, hey, bro, welcome, how you doing, whatever? It is the kind of attitude that you bring. You know why? Because attitude can compound whenever exposed to other people. Like if you meet somebody who has had a bad day, who has had a horrible day, if you come with the right attitude, you can actually inspire that person to begin to think positive. Attitude is like a candle that is lighting another candle. When a candle lights another candle, it does not lose anything. So when you light a candle that is burning, light other candles around you so that there can be more light. Don't be the only light in the room. Number 3, bad attitudes compound faster than good attitude. And that is unfortunate. Why good attitude can compound, can spread when you expose it to other people around. Unfortunately, bad attitude spreads faster. Bad attitude is like news. You see, news, like I tell people, if I want to appear on TV today, I can do it. And they will see me in Nigeria, they will see me in Ghana, they will carry me on all the social media, on Facebook, on WhatsApp. I can do it. What I have to do, I just got to go and take a gun or a knife. I can enter a supermarket in Lagos or the market in Lagos, and I'll start stabbing everybody I see, stabbing people, shooting them, stabbing them, whatever. People are going to pull out their phone and they're going to start to record me. Before you know it, within seconds, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. Before you know it, radio stations are coming, TV stations are coming, CNN is carrying it. They will carry it for free, and they call it news. And most news are actually bad news, but it travel faster. But if I help an old woman cross the street yesterday, if I help my neighbor whose clothes fell down to the ground because it was raining, and I pack all of those clothes and I help her wash it, or I help him wash it, and I spread it, in my room, and it dry, and I have that back to a neighbor, nobody will come and share that one on Facebook. If they do, or you see it on the news or CNN, it's called advertisements. So when something good happens, you must pay for it to enter the news. But when something bad happens to you, they will carry it free of charge. Isn't life funny? So it's very funny. So bad attitude, we must make sure that we don't ignore bad attitude. If somebody has a bad attitude, not that someone has had a bad day, but his attitude is negative attitude, whatever, we must make sure we don't leave that person alone. Make sure that we go quickly and fix it. Because bad attitude, if left alone, can ruin everything. So bad attitude cannot be ignored. It must be addressed. So if somebody is constantly quarreling in your ministry, constantly causing trouble in your ministry, constantly whatever, you can't leave that person alone. You go and address the person immediately. And in my ministry, in the past 2 months, there are people that I've had to address. I've had to pick up my phone and call them up and say, brother, this thing is wrong. Of course, after I've asked questions and I've whatever, and if I said, bro, why are you doing this? Why are you insulting somebody that God has put in your life to help you? This brother was insulting somebody here. I mean, the person is linked to me, so they know what I'm talking about. But was insulting. How can we insult somebody whose job is to make sure that you go to hell because of your sin? And of course, that guy now repented. He said, I'm sorry, and every single thing. And I said, bro, if you continue this way, you can't be a disciple in this church. But we spoke to him once before, several times. So there's a time to draw the line as a leader. So that's why you must also learn how to do that. So let's talk about success. Now, I told you about success. The one on the horizontal line, the one on the base, is your success indicator. Now, that is how well you want to do. You know, some of you are on level 1. You want to be level 2 as a leader. You want let's put it in a very simple way. Some of you are leading 1 person in your ministry, but you want to lead 2 people. You want to lead 3. You want to lead 4. You want to lead 10. How are you going to lead 10? Most of the times, what we do is that we pack people and we give to somebody to go and lead them, and we've not trained the person who is going to lead them how to lead 10 people. We just pack 10 people and give to somebody. Oh, bro, you're not the Bible talk leader. But we didn't train the Bible talk leader on how to communicate, on how to counsel, on how to mentor, on how to train, to teach. So people inherit people that they didn't grow. Sometimes, if those people have been taught, they will do well. But if they've not been taught, they will fail. Now, if your leadership ability, the one at the vertical line, if your ability to lead is on 2, you cannot lead more than 2 people. If you do, you will struggle. I can give you 10 people. We're going to struggle. It's like me, I have only 2 kids in my house, my son and my daughter. I don't think I can survive if I have four kids. I don't think I have the energy or whatever. Even 2 alone, there is a lot. So I praise people that have 5, 6. I don't know how our parents survived. Obviously, they don't give them like the kind of time that will give them, to care for them one by one. You make sure that they eat on time or whatever. Those days, you eat just once a day. That's what you eat, once a day. So if you want to lead 2 people, then make sure you raise your ability to 2. In other words, if you want to drive your car, if I want to drive my Camry from Lagos to Accra, Ghana, then I must make sure I have a full tank. My tank must be at 10 because I want to go 10. If my tank is at half tank, I can go as far as Togo. That's as far as Togo before the fuel finishes. So some of you want to lead more. I'm saying you can increase the level of your tank. The more you increase your ability to lead, as your leadership ability, then you can be successful in leading more people. So success will come when you grow yourself. Now, I'm able to teach you these things. I'm teaching you because, 1, I have studied it carefully. In fact, I've studied this thing for over 10 years. What am I saying? For almost 20 years, actually. I've studied this thing for almost 20 years. And in the past 15 years, this same class I'm teaching you, I have taught the same class to leaders in different places in our churches in Africa. 1, I've taught the same class to, you won't believe it, I've taught this, the same class to managers of Echo Bank. Managers of Echo Bank all over Nigeria. Southwest, they came to Lagos, I taught them this class. South, they flew me over to Port Harcourt, I taught them that class. Southeast or whatever, Southeast, they flew me over to Benin, I taught them. North Central, they flew me over to Abuja, I taught them that. I've taught Echo Bank, these courses. I have taught Zenith, not Zenith, I've taught Diamond Bank, this thing. I've taught many leaders in First Bank, FBN, we have FBN Ghana. I've taught them, in fact, I've gone to Ghana to go and teach FBN Ghana this leadership. I've taught the #1 bank in Nigeria, First Bank of Nigeria, this class. So these things are things that work. Whether you are leading the church, whether you are leading the world, these are principles that work. Your effectiveness is determined by your leadership ability. If you grow yourself, then you can become much more effective. Now, influence. I told you that leadership is all about influence, your ability to influence people. So when you add your ability that you are learning now, all these things you are learning about storming, forming, performing, and you knowing them, and you're learning, you're learning about the 16 personality test or leadership, or what, if you not learn these things, then it will not make you to be more influential. Now, why am I influential as a teacher? Even before I was appointed a teacher, I have preached and taught in Palestine. I've preached and I taught in Israel. I have taught people in Singapore. I've taught in many cities in US. I've taught whatever. But it's because people begin to see your ability. They begin to have more influence. If you don't raise your leadership, no, you can't have influence. And when I say influence, people invite me to come and teach them. I don't go and say, hey, I want to come out. They invite, come out, because there is influence. And when you have influence, you can now persuade people to be able to take up something that they need to have. So leadership equals influence. Influence equals persuasion. You must learn the ability to persuade. Bible says because we know what it means to fear God, we persuade others. So are you persuading people, or are you bullying people? Are you a bully, or are you a persuader? So influence, unfortunately, can be, or let's say interestingly, can be either good or bad. And that's just how it is. Some people have good influence. Most people in the world, politically, economically, they have bad influence. Now, influence is the ability to significantly, not just in a small way, to significantly flow into an individual to impact the person. So if you're able to warm your way into somebody, and you're able to change the way they are thinking, you're able to change the way they behave, you're able to change the way they talk, whatever, you are an influencer. Everyone has a sphere of influence. All of you listening to me right now, you have a sphere of influence. You might not know it. You have influence. Some of you have influence in your home, over your kids, where you work, in your ministry, in your family, your family, with your wife, you have influence. But you can increase your influence. So whatever your influence is now, I'm telling you that it can expand. You can expand it, you can deepen it, you can widen it. And I want us to have, if you are in Accra, Ghana, I want your influence to not just be in Accra, your influence to be the whole of Ghana. If you're listening to me right now and you are in Jos, Plateau, in northeast of Nigeria, your influence should not just be in northeast, in Jos Plateau. Think about influencing the whole of northeast. Think about influencing the whole of Nigeria. If you're listening right now, you are in Abeokuta, or you are even in the campus ministry or whatever, I have influence over campus ministries all over Africa. Not because I'm rich, but because, one, I share the things I have. I add value to them. Up till this week, I have friends who are in various schools, not in ICOC, university or whatever, not like in Rocky Mountain or whatever. They are going to other schools, and they will call me up when they want to write a project. They will say, Emmanuel, please, I want to write a project on this. In fact, last month, somebody called me up and said, people who have done that, can they use my book on history, church history, as their project for their university? And I said, sure, as long as you give credit. And for almost of those people, guess what? I wrote that book, and I gave a lot of them out free of charge. I used my own money, my own leave allowance, thanks to my wife also, she allowed me to use our leave allowance. I wrote it, I published it, whatever, and I gave most of them free of charge. And they are blessing many people. See, that is influence. Your thought can, but if you are always keeping what you have to yourself, how can they know you can sing? How can anybody know that you can pray? How can anybody know that you can run? How can anybody know that you can preach? How can anybody know that you are very good in organizing events? How can anybody know when you don't exercise the gift that God has given you? I will pause here a bit because I've said a lot and ask us for feedback. What do you guys think? Before I go to the final lap of this particular presentation. What do we think about what I've said so far? Is there anything that resounds? Is there anything that you don't agree with? And indeed, you can disagree, okay? I'm not claiming that I have all the wisdom. Is there anything that makes sense to you, or any comment you have whatsoever? So let's just spend this small break to get a feedback from all of us. If you want to speak again, put up your hand. There are already hands up already. Okay. Christy, you can unmute and speak.
Good morning.
After Christy, Charlie Bio. Charlie Bio is a brother who leads one half of the Frequent Church. Okay, Christy, speak. Then after Christy, Charlie Bio.
Okay, good morning. I am grateful for the class, and I have learned a lot. But part of one question I keep asking each time they bring leadership and being able to train people to do what you do. I bring up the campus scenario. It's never the same thing for campus, because you grow people at the point where they are able to, they are supposed to be performing and helping out for you to be able to go into other things and break up. They leave campus, and it is difficult.
They are taking
they
away.
Move on to they move on to other ministries. Yes, they are good. They are blessing to the other ministries, but what about campus? Do I have to tie someone down to be able to keep them to be able to do what I am doing on campus? Because it's for me, it's more like a revolving door. I keep doing it every time, and sometimes it can be frustrating when you feel like you need to be able to move on. Then my second question is, you talked about relationship, part of the rules of it. Sometimes I found out that doing unto others what you want them to do to you might not work for everybody, because our preferences are different. So how do you apply that rule? Do you not change it to do unto others as they want you to do to them?
That's what you just said.
That's my question.
That's the same rule. Okay. Let me quickly go. Because ask 2 questions. Let me quickly go. Okay. Think of it. I know what Christy likes. I really do. I know some of the things that she likes. And Christy knows that some things we share in common. I'm just opening up our secrets now. When I go to the supermarkets, I know the things that Christy like. So whenever I have extra change, I will buy it for her. And interestingly too, when Christy also goes to the market and she has extra change, she knows what I like. And that's what I like is what she likes also. Christy, don't worry, I'm not going to tell them everything. And she will also buy it and give to me. A brother came to my house a few days ago, one of our new interns at the School of Mission. And I was surprised. I was really surprised. He brought me a bottle of granuts. I couldn't believe it. I was like, because we were talking, I found out that these brothers, they love tea. They love to drink tea. I think you guys love tea. Me, I drink tea every day. If I look at my mug, I drink tea, I drink coffee. I say, that's what they love drinking. I said, really love tea? I said, bro, I'll give you a box of tea. So they came and I gave them a bottle of tea. They were like, thank you. I said, don't worry. When that's finished, I'll give you a bag of tea. So the guy came to my house, not whenever I say I came to collect the bag of tea. And as he was coming, he brought me a bottle of granuts. And some of you know, I love granuts. I really love granuts. I can finish a bottle of granuts one day. As I'm walking, I'm just doing my mouth, whatever. And they brought me a bottle of granuts and I gave them a big bag of tea. You see, they are doing to me what they know I will do to them or what they want them to do to them. So when it comes to sharing ideas, I know somebody needs help in this area. I will help him because I know that one day to me, I will need help. I also want somebody to help me. So that is how that principle works. That principle is not, because I want you to to love soccer. That, and I want you to love soccer because me too, I love soccer. No, that's not that. You can't force what you like on somebody, but you can enhance what the person likes. Find out what makes somebody tick. Find out. For many years in the on staff, when I say many years, for like 10 years, whenever I go for a staff retreat, I always give gifts, bring for everybody that come in. I don't care where you're coming from. Anywhere you're coming from, I'll give you a gift. Everybody. And sometimes it can be something as simple as I will see a music that is raining. Everybody likes the music. I will burn it on a CD and I'll write them and I'll give everybody one CD each. I will know that, oh, there's this software I'm using. It's called PC Study Bible. And I know that, man, it's people will need, know this particular thing. Guess what? I will burn it on a CD. The next staff retreat, I'll give to everybody. Then there was a time I found out that I was able to find this audio Bible, the one that reads like, or it's called the Experience Audio Bible, Genesis to Revelation. I mean, you will love it. And I said, wow, if I like this thing, man, this is going to help for everybody. So I bought a CD, a whole CD. I gave to everybody. Now, let me share with you how this thing compounds. There was a year I went to teach in Abidjan, and I took two of my interns with me. Rotimi Awaye, he's here, and Shehu. I took Rotimi Awaye and Shehu, and Shehu and Rotimi were hosted by a couple in Abidjan, and me, I was hosted by Polokolo. And while we were there, the day we are going to leave, and we're going to go to the airport. I had to go and pick Shemu and this brother up and Rotimi up. And I said, what can I give to this couple that hosted them? And I said, let me give them the audio Bible that I have. So I was busy, try to burn a CD. I had my laptop or whatever. When Rotimi came, Rotimi said, what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to burn this audio. He said, they've already given it to them. So you can imagine how we think now. So they too, they also give them this. I said, thank God, you guys did that. So what I was thinking about is what they're thinking about. So when we learn to share, the world becomes a better place. So find out what your brother needs. If your brother is finding it hard to read and you can read, volunteer to help your brother to learn how to read. If your brother is finding it hard to evangelize, maybe he's not endowed or somehow whatever, they say, hey, bro, let's go and evangelize together. Hey bro, let's go and pray together. Hey bro, what can I do to help you? That is what Jesus Christ meant. Now, your first question, you use the campus ministry as a case study, and I want us to listen to this analogy. And it is a good thing, actually. I had to accept it eventually that it's a good thing. The campus ministry, by God's grace, has produced more leaders in our church in Nigeria than any other single ministry. Either as more leaders in terms of Bible talk leaders, that normal students that will just leave and become Bible talk leaders or team workers or ushers or whatever. We produce a lot. Or staff. So it can be frustrating sometimes that you are just producing, people will be taking, take. Say, when will this stop? The truth is that it might never stop. One, we do not have the capacity now to hold back everybody we convert. As soon as they graduate, they move to where their parents are, or where their homes are, or where jobs takes them to be. So the pressure on campus is to constantly produce leaders. So if you're on campus, you will learn this principle faster. Because we will do a group class every year. In fact, by the half of the year, new people have come, people or whatever, people that will start a group class have graduated. That will start over again. So it goes on and on and on. So what we did on campus is to now create what we call the Yoke Pro. So right now, rather than calling us campus region, we're now called Campus Yoke Pro, young professionals. So we now throw it open. How many of the young men and women who are graduating from campus would like to stay back? Maybe like one or two of them would like to stay back so that they can add value, so they can lead that discussion, so they can help us disciple people, even though they have jobs. And I think so far, maybe about 6 or so, they are all men, or sorry, they are probably more. Maybe like 7 of them have stayed back. And one is two are in my Bible talk. The other one is my assistant Bible talk leader, or really the Bible talk leader, And very soon we're going to divide up so that I can lead he can lead his own. And some are with go to me, some are with whatever, So they help us because as ministers, we cannot be there all the time. So as leaders, you must also think, how can I maintain the momentum of my ministry? So that is to answer, the question that Christy asked. So again, Christy has been with us for over 10 years. And over 10 years, I've seen leaders come and go, It's like we keep on growing and growing and growing. All I will say that if you are in that shoes, may God bless you. One day, God will reward you. And our reward is seeing all our people. Like, if not for this COVID-19, one of our campus, ministers, Justice Paul, would have been in Gambia, being the church in Gambia. If not for certain circumstances too, one of our couple on campus will have been in another church in Nigeria, leading another church, And so our job is to produce and give. Produce and give. We are like a school. We produce and give whatever. So we also pray that more people will rise up to help us also. Maybe one day will come that unless you leave the campus ministry, you will always have that scenario on your mind. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take just one more question before we have the general question because of time. I'm going to ask Charlie Bio from Freetown, Sierra Leone. Charlie, unmute your mic, please, Charlie.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Uncle Emmanuel, because the time you really take into exhaust this thing, of course, so God be glory, really learned so many things. And personally, you said something I will really continue to ponder on. And that's the moment we start leading people, we should identify the very people of God that should take over after we make our exit. And that's really very much true for me personally. But there's a question I really want to ask. As you said, there are some people, they have the ability to lead maybe just 50 people or 100 people. Or if you give them beyond, then definitely it can be problematic or it can be a challenge on their part. But in that case, is it possible for you to train them further so that they can take huge tasks in performing their responsibility in a way that will be really efficient and effective?
Yes, thank you, bro. That's exactly what we're doing now. That is growing your leadership. So again, if you are strong enough to lift up this, but you want to lift up a television, what are you going to do? Go to the gym. Just go to the gym and train. Carry weights. Afterwards, start carrying bigger weights. So that is nature and nurture. If by nature you can only manage 10, people, but you want to lead more, then go for training. That's why we go to school. That's why even after going to school, we go to higher school. We go for training. Every company that I know of will send their staff for training. That's how I'm able to train people in First Bank, in Diamond Bank, in Echo Bank, in Access Bank. Because the bank puts money every year for consultants to come and train their people. And that is why we have MTA. Unfortunately, we've not done it for many years. I wish we started doing this in like 20 years, years ago or 30 years ago. There are some pitfall we would have avoided as a church. There's some pitfall we would have avoided. But amen, here we are. Now we are doing it. Amen. So wherever it catches us, fine. So if you are very good in doing multiplication, in doing addition, 1 + 1 = 2. Anything with plus, you can do it. So, but you don't know how to do anything with times. What do? You go and learn. If all you know to do is to ride a bicycle, you have to be the one turning it with your leg, but you don't know how to ride a motorcycle. What do? You go and learn. If all you know to do is to ride a motorcycle, but you cannot drive a car, what do? Go and learn. So you increase your ability. So now, when you now go for an interview where they want to hire a driver to come and drive a car, they say, what can you drive? Oh, I'm a Class E driver. That means I can drive motorcycle, I can drive a car, whatever. They'll give you the job. When we say, oh, I can drive very well, what can you drive? I can ride a bicycle. But this job is a dispatch rider. You need a motorcycle. Oga, I can try. I can ride bicycle. You give motorcycle. They say, no, it's not the same. But they are the same two tire. They are the same handle, the same seat. But the mechanism is different. People don't know that if you are riding motorcycle, you actually change gear. And your clutch is in your hand. you press your clutch, it releases the gear, then you now click on your leg, you change gear 1, gear 2, gear 3. So I ride a bicycle, and my bicycle also have a gear. My gear is in my thumb. I'll just click it. If I'm going uphill, I'll just change the gear so that it'll be easier for me to ride. And if I'm going downhill, I change the gear so that I can slow down a bit, whatever. I had to also learn it. If you don't learn, if all you know is to ride a bicycle, and somebody gives you a motorcycle, you are going to wreck that motorcycle. If all you know is to drive a motorcycle, and somebody gives you a brand new car, you are going to wreck that car. Just like some of us know, some of us who are driving, you can testify that the first time you began to drive, you smash the wall, you smash gates because you didn't know how to position yourself. You do so many things until you now learn better. So training can never be undermined in our church. We must train people. And leaders, if you're a leader here, an evangelist, or whatever, your job is not to do all the work. No. Your job is to train people to help you do the work. That's what the Bible says. God has appointed the church, evangelists, apostles, elder, whatever, to prepare God's people for work of service. Not that only you will do the job. To prepare. When more people are involved in the work, it makes work easier. They say that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with other people there. I remember, just to add, I remember when I went to Sierra Leone last year. I went to Sierra Leone, and in our talking, I was training the leadership, training people, traveling from one city. And it was Charlie that was taking me around. We traveled for like a whole day. We traveled from morning till evening. They had to come back again in the night. Long distance we were traveling. When I said, okay, so do you guys have a campus, campus ministry? Also, they have some students in university. I said, let me go and see your university. So he took me to the university, and it was a nice university on top of a hill. And I said, okay, so is there a Bible discussion that happens here? He said, no, not really. And Charlie is here, so he would testify to what I'm saying. I just said, Charlie, I brought some invitation cards out. But give them a second, guys, 10 minutes. Let us go around and invite, everybody, people around here. Quickly, I begin to set up chair. Only me, I was carrying chair. They're looking at me. I was carrying chair, putting chair at an amphitheater, putting chair or whatever. I say, see that guy over there who is sitting there? I'm going to go and invite him. And when I went there, I brought the guy. All of them went out. And so we had like 10 visitors. And we had a Bible discussion. And it was fantastic. So we told them, next week, we are going to be back here again. The following week again, we came again. More resources came. And by the time I left Sierra Leone, a week afterwards, they told me that they've continued that discussion. That is how to transfer what you have. So that's how a Bible talk was born in that place. So you have to train people, show them, let them see. And when they saw me how I'm reaching out to somebody, they saw me how I'm able to interact. Even though I'm a Nigerian, I crack my jokes. People were laughing. Then they saw me have Bible discussion once. They saw me again twice. I said, guys, take over. And they began leading Bible discussion. Can you imagine if that is what we do, replicating ourselves? This church will be easy. It will be easy to run this church. And so as a leader, your job is not to do everything. Your job is to raise up people who are like you, who will do even more than you, if possible. I know some of you will say it's not possible, but the Bible said that a student cannot be above his master. But if you are well trained, Jesus Christ said, you'll be just like your master. Sometimes some people have accused me. Well, it's a bad accusation actually. They were like, "Oh, Emmanuel, oh, this you and your people." They will say, "Emmanuel's people." Because whenever they see anybody who's trained by me, they will say, "Ah, that's Emmanuel's guy." And I say, "Bro, that's how it is. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to do it. I have to train them at least to first become like me before they cannot become way more than me." So don't let us undermine leadership. Don't allow our personal pride, our personal anything to undermine the need for leadership. Now, this is what we're going to do at this point. As we round up, as we plan to round up, let me teach you how you can now practically, let's put all these things together at the same. Now, this is what we're going to do again. Let's look at the charts. This is called the 5 levels of leadership. And all of us, we are going to find out where we are right now in our leadership. The first one is positional leadership. Leadership because you have a position. The one is leadership by permission. People allow you to lead them. The third one is leadership by production. You lead because you have produced. The fourth one is leadership by people development. You are not leading many places because you have multiplied yourself. And final is the pinnacle of leadership. Now, all of us, listen to me here, including myself, we all started our leadership from position. For example, I remember in 1992, I was allowed to lead my first Bible talk. I was just 3 months old as a disciple. So I was a leader by position. They gave me a position, to actually lead. I remember that same year, I started my own Bible discussion. Nobody asked me to. I started my own Bible discussion on campus. Now, I was like not the most experienced disciple on campus. I was actually one of the youngest disciples on campus. But I have leadership skills, a little leadership skill. So that is called the right to lead. When you are appointed a Bible talk leader, you have the right to lead. That is called position. When you are appointed the song leader, the leader of all the song singing group in your church, that leader is there by right and he's there by position. When you are appointed to be the chairman of an organization or of a group or whatever, of a small whatever, you are there by right because you are appointed. You didn't do any election, you didn't canvass, you are just given free of charge. At this point of leadership, which is called rights, people will follow you because they have to. They don't have any choice. Oh, he's our leader, I must follow him. Oh, he's our evangelist, so I must follow him. Oh, he's our leader evangelist, so I must follow him. Oh, he's our pope, he's our president, or whatever. Anybody who will follow you because you have the right. There is a label that says you are our leader. People will just give you respect. Now, interestingly, your influence, if I'm talking about influence, your influence will never extend beyond this line of your job description. You cannot do, if you say people, my job is to make people carry chair. When I say, guys, let's go and carry chair, that is all they will do. My job is only to get them to carry chair. If your job is only to get people to sweep the floor, and you are the chief floor sweeper of the community, people will come, and when you say, guys, let's sweep, they will sweep the floor. Now, can you imagine if my job is to carry chair, and people carry chair, I put down the chair. Then they begin to now watch me, and I go and start arranging the chair. And they're looking at me and say, it's not just to carry chair. Why is this guy arranging the chair? And I say, guys, do you guys want to join me? They now see me succeeding, arrange the chair. They now say the chair is looking very nice. They now see me take a rag. I start cleaning the chair. Then I have grown to the next points. And that next point is called relationship. So you start from right. People will follow you because they have to. And at this level, you cannot influence them more than what you have the right. If you say, let us go and clean chair when their job is to carry chair, you say, but we've carried chair now. Why are we cleaning chair? It's not our job now. The longer you stay in that level one, the higher the turnover and the lower the morale. People will not get encouraged. There's no inspiration. There is no excitement. It's not just to carry chair, just carry chair. But when you now begin to now find out about who they are, hey bro, where do you live? We are supposed to come and carry chair. But as you are carrying the chair, you are saying, hey bro, I like your shoe. Oh really? Thank you. Oh bro, where do you live? Oh, I'm living at Yaba. Wow, that's awesome. Literally Yaba. Yeah, okay. When is your birthday? You need to not share. You not exchange phone call. Phone number. You now begin to now relate with them. You see, people will follow you because they want to. Because man, this guy is not my boss. He's actually my friend. This guy is not my oga. He's my buddy. This guy is not just here to make me do a job. I like working with him. Now, interestingly, in this level of permission, people love to stay here because this is where you make friends, people like you, you go visiting, they visit you. Most leaders make a mistake of only remaining here. In our church, most leaders have remained here. But they like me now, and I like them now. But the church is not growing. But we are happy. See, people will follow you because of be beyond your stated authority. This level allows work to be fun. But the caution in this level, caution, is that staying too long on this level without rising will cause highly motivated people to become restless. So what if you are leading people to carry chair? And from carrying chair, they now begin to now clean chair, they now begin to now arrange chair. But some of them want to go and build chair. You know what I mean? Don't go and build more chair. Say, no, guys, let's just stay together so we can be happy. Let's be the family. Let us, whatever. You are like that people in the book of Genesis chapter 11 that says, let us stay here and make a monument for ourselves so that we don't scatter. But people don't want to say, but I want to go and learn this chair that I keep arranging and cleaning. I want to go and learn how to build chairs. Say, bro, no, bro. You say, bro, you are selfish. Bro, you have independent spirits. Oh, bro, we begin to call them names. We begin to bring them down because they are dreaming more. So sometimes in our church, we kill dreamers. We kill people who want to have ideas. We call them names. We say, oh, they are independent. Oh, they are too independent. Oh, they are not team players. We call them all kinds of names simply because they are thinking higher than what we want. And some who think higher might actually become a threat to you. So staying too long on this level without rising will cause highly motivated people to become restless. I've seen disciples who built companies in Lagos, and people begin to grow and grow, become a multi-million naira company. They now notice that some of their staff have grown to become directors and everything, whatever. These two disciples, I have the two disciples, example of two disciples. One of them is Philosage, the other one is Mr. Oshilaja. They actually let loose those disciples. They say, hey, bro, I can see you are doing very well. Would you like to start your own business? And they were like, yes. The same business that they're doing, the same sign company. You say, I will support you. In fact, I will give you money to even start. So, because you know that as long as you are there, you are the CEO. Those people cannot grow more than you. Maybe you are doing the business to just feed your family. You just make sure that your family eats, they go to good school, they have a house. But those people are thinking bigger. So what you need to do is that you grow them up so they can go and lead. They can lead 10,000 and you can still be leading your 200. But your joy will be that, man, I'm the one that raised up those people leading 10,000, even though I'm leading 200. Your job is to grow from rights to relationship. Then from relationship, you have to now go to results. People following you needs to see results. And that is called the production stage. At this result stage, people will follow you because of what you have done for the organization. On the right, people follow you because they have to, they don't have any choice. From the right to relationship, people follow you because they want to, they like you. In results, people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. They're like, man, this guy, man, is awesome. Look at what he's doing. Man, I'd like to follow this kind of person. This is actually where success is sensed. You actually become successful at that result level. How can you believe, leading a church and the church is not growing? The church is not glorious. We're not growing leadership. We're not growing in numbers. We're not growing whatever. There's some of our churches that are shrinking. Some churches in Nigeria that shrunk over the few years until, and you guys will understand, there's a church that have not baptized anybody for almost 10 years or so. Their first baptism was last year because we now sent a campus trade minister, Keme, and I'm sure he's here, listen to what we're saying. Keme had to go there, and when they had that baptism, they were like, whoa, everyone was fired up, whatever, because now they have a leader who can position them. So in the right, people will follow you because they have to. In relationship, people follow you because they want to. With results, when you start having results, people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. This is where success is sensed by most people. You're like, man, that ministry is cranking. People will like you and what you are doing. People say, man, I like that guy, man. That guy is doing well. Look at the ministry is doing well. Now, whenever there's a problem, because you have been able to produce results, you've grown people, problem can be fixed with very little momentum. You are not the only one again. Read that Bible again. I think in the book of Deuteronomy, when Jethro came to see his father-in-law, his son-in-law, and he saw what Moses was doing. He said, Moses, what you are doing is not good. How can you build a place? You sit down on the chair, people are coming to you from morning till night. You know they tire. And some people wait from morning till evening. When it's like their turn, they say, sorry, we have closed. Come back again tomorrow. Jethro says, I'm trying to paraphrase. Jethro probably said, I'm a priest in Midian. You have seen the way I walk. For 40 years, you saw me. Moses, come on, man. You learn some things from me now. Appoint men. Some of them to lead 1,000, some of them to lead hundreds, some of them to lead 50s, some of them to lead 10s. Based on their capacity. The most difficult problem, let them bring to you. If you do this, and may God be with you, these people will all be happy. But if you don't, you are going to wear yourself out. So you see, this principle, call it the Jethro principle, is about growing people. From the result, you now go to reproduction. And this portion is people development. People will follow you because of what you have done for them. They were like, man, that guy, he led me. That guy, he trained me. That guy, he raised me up. I will follow that guy. I mean, just a few days ago, I've been getting some calls, from people I've trained and that are now in our churches, and they have some little situation here or whatever there with ministry where they call me up. I'll tell them, I won't call you, but if you call me, the first thing I'll ask them is that, have you spoken to the guy who is discipling you? That's the first question I'll ask them. Oh yeah, we talk whatever, but we were able to get, okay, let me now help you. And I'll take time to take them through, and they're listening to me as I'm talking, so they know the people they know themselves. And I'll say, okay, do this, do that, do this, whatever, and boom. Now, why do they come to me? Because of the law of reproduction. People, and I'm not saying this to put focus on me, but I'm giving you an example that this thing actually works. When you get to reproduction, this is where long-range growth will now occur. Your commitment to developing leaders will ensure ongoing growth to the organization and to the people. That organization will always be there. There are some companies that only lasted for 1 year and they die. Some companies only lasted for 10 years and they die because they are built on the founder. The day the founder dies, boom, it's either it dies down or they split. But look at companies like Coca-Cola, for example, that have been there for over 100 years. Like the oldest bank in Nigeria is First Bank. That bank is over 100 years old because it was not built on just one person. It was built on an ideology that will always continue, not on anybody's name, but an ideology. So I want to encourage all of us, whether you're a man, listen to me, or a woman, think of what I'm growing. Is it an ideology that can live beyond me? Or is it an ideology that will die after me? So your commitment to developing leaders will ensure ongoing growth to the organization and to the people that are around you. My challenge and encouragement is that please, 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 whatever you do your best to achieve and stay at this level. Our goal earlier is to get to level 4, not level 1 where you are a leader because you have the right. Somebody gave you a means to lead, so you're a leader. Everybody will not come to you. It shouldn't be, okay, well, I've been able to grow friendship, people love me, whatever. Don't just stop there, because if you stay for too long, you cannot rebuke them anymore. Oh, because he's my friend, I can't talk to him. He's my friend, I don't want to harm him, I don't want to hurt him, I don't know, because the friend has now overshadowed responsibility. But you have to go from friendship, relationship to result. Let's begin to produce results. For everybody I disciple, I will tell them, listen, if the church gives me someone to disciple, I'll disciple regional leaders, evangelists, and I'm still discipling them. Whenever they bring me, okay, man, come and disciple this evangelist. The very first meeting that I have with them, and they know me, the first thing is to say, we sit down with my wife and their wife, say, bro, hey, you are all, welcome to this meeting. I feel privileged that I'm discipling you or whatever. Now, here are the rules. I'm discipling you because I was asked to disciple you. Not because you chose me or I chose you, whatever. So it is about responsibility. So I'm accountable for you. That means if they're looking for you, they come and ask me. I'm also accountable to make sure that you are the best. So I'm going to train you, I'm going to grow you, and I'm going to help you to be the best in anything. Now, remember that I'm also going to evaluate you every year in Nigeria. We have what we call the staff evaluation sheets. I'm going to evaluate you on many different categories. Bro, if you do well, you score well. But if you don't do well, I'm also going to score you low. So we're not here because we are friends. We're here for because we have a job to actually do. Now, as we now progress in our leadership, whatever, we can now become friends. That's relationship. We have relationship, but that relationship cannot supersede reproduction. Your job is to be the best. My job is not to make it to be my best friend. My job is to help it to go to heaven. So you must go from relationship to now results. I need results. Bible, Paul told Timothy, let your growth be evident to all. You need to also grow in your character, in your leadership, in your ability, in your finances, in your parenting. You need to grow. If you don't want to grow, then why are you here? That is called reproduction. So that anybody that I have led, anybody that I have discipled, anybody I have mentored, I must look back and see that they are doing very well. Now, finally, the last one is called respect. Now, don't worry about this. But don't worry, it is not your job. This is not our goal. Respect is not something that you wish for yourself. It is something that is bestowed upon you. Respect is not the goal. If you start your leadership journey and you want people to be respecting you, you want people to honor you, you want to become an icon, it won't happen that way. People will give you, not you demanding for it. At this level of respect, people will follow you because of who you are and what you represent. You become iconic. You become a brand. You become an icon. Let me give you an example. When South Africa was going to bid for the World Cup, they got their committee together. They want to go to FIFA. Other countries who are bidding. Guess who they put as their chairman to lead them, that delegation? They placed Nelson Mandela to be their chairman. Now, come on, man, come on. Who will see Nelson Mandela? I will say no to Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is an icon. They call him Madiba. They call him Madiba. He's like the great soul, just like Mahatma Gandhi. They call him Mahatma Gandhi. They call him the great soul. If you go to India, I've been to India before. Their currency, there's only one face on their currency, and that's the face of Mahatma Gandhi. He is an icon. Think of Jesus Christ. He's an icon. Just mention his name alone will open up doors. Even the Bible said that at the mention of his name, every knee will bow, every tongue will confess. So you see, you get to that level by many years. This step is reserved for leaders who have spent years growing people and organization. Few people we actually make it to this level, but those who do become larger than life. Think of people like Martin Luther King. I mean, they have a national holiday for one black man in America. One day every year, the whole America stops to honor him. Why? Because he poured his life down. So people will now honor you. But your job is to grow from rights, then add relationship, add results, and add reproduction. So even if you leave your ministry and you go to start another ministry, you're going to start from rights again for that ministry. But it cannot take away the reproduction you've done in other ministries. It cannot take away. Then one day, if it's the will of God, you will become an icon. You become iconic. People will just give you the respect. When they mention your name, they just open door for you. Whether you have money or don't have money, people will just respect you for you. So let's do some practice now. Now I know that we have short. Wait, let me just do this. Let me do this. Let me respect our time. Now we have overshot our time by 9 minutes, but the class is almost over. Now what I want to ask is, do you guys mind? Can we stop now? It can take us about maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes max to finish the remaining one. But we can either stop now and continue tomorrow, or we can just sacrifice 15 minutes more and finish up the slide. What do you guys think? Let me ask you guys. Whatever you guys say is fine. It's fine with me.
We can continue the session.
For me,
what person say continue? Okay, so if you say no, you can just type it in. No, because again, I want to be sensitive. Some of you have other things you want to do. Some of us have places to go, and your internet.
I would like to continue and finish it.
Okay, all right. Okay, because I also noticed that we are down to 24. I don't know why we are down to 24 participants. I mean, maybe some of you have set your alarm to just 2 hours, your internet will just finish. Okay. But the good thing is that we are recording this. We are recording this on YouTube. You can always go back. So I thank you guys for allowing me. I'm sure those of you who didn't speak are also saying the same thing. Amen.
Amen. Let's continue, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, my sister Gina. Okay, now so let's go on. So it's going to be fun. Now let's do this. Let's identify what we have learned so far. Let's identify what we have learned so far. Now we've looked at the 3 levels here. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some pictures. Please, you can unmute your mic, all of us, if you want to. And let's just do some this. So you need to lead yourself. You want to lead other people. Now, when you think of great leaders, great leaders, which faces will come to mind? I'm going to show you some faces, and I'm going to ask you: are they great leaders or not? So let us go. Let's start. Is he a great leader or not? This guy you're saying, is he a great leader or not?
Yes, he is.
No.
Is he a great leader?
He led people now.
He's a bad
He
influencer.
led people even negatively, but he led.
What about this one? Is he a great leader or not?
Yes.
How can you say yes? Okay. What about
Yes, he is in a good way.
this one? The guy on the left hand side is Karl Marx. I know you don't know him, Karl Marx. He's a communist.
Yes.
He was one of the people that wrote. Was he a good leader?
Mhm.
Yes, to some extent.
What about
He
the
was
second
an
guy?
influencer.
Yeah.
He is in a good
What about the
way.
second guy? Saddam Hussein. Is he a good leader? Is he a great leader? Sorry. Is he a great leader?
A great leader to his people.
Ken,
No, he wasn't a great leader to his people.
All right. What about this one? Was he a great leader? The next one was a great leader.
Yes.
You don't know him? This Abraham Lincoln, the guy that signed the emancipation of the blacks in America, the freedom of the blacks. But they killed him almost immediately. They shot him in the head. Close range when he was, in a theater. Anyway, just some. What about this guy? Was he a great leader?
Adolf
no,
Hitler.
limited.
Okay. What about these 2 guys? Is the right left a great leader?
Obama is a great leader. He's an
What
icon.
about Obama? So Obama is a
Yeah.
great leader.
Yes.
He's a great
They are
influencer.
both great leaders.
Now, what about these 2 guys? The guys by the left. You guys know the guys by the left?
No.
Come on, guys. Can you say you don't know?
This is George.
How can you say you don't know the guy by the left? The left guy by the left. Who is it?
It's Ghana President Akufo-Addo.
Yeah, Ghana's president. Is he a great leader? Is he a great leader, guys? You don't
We
know.
don't know.
Okay. You want the guy by the right?
No, he's not a great leader.
Judge,
He's not a great leader.
Okay.
He's a
What about the
great
guy by the
footballer,
left?
but
What about the guy by the left? Eh?
What's you?
Zimbabwe president. Is he a great leader?
Yes.
He's not a great leader, actually. He's a great leader.
No.
Because you don't know his history, you don't know his story. What about the guy by the right? Is he a great leader?
Yes.
yes.
Is he a great leader? You guys don't know. What about this guy? Is he a great leader?
Yes.
Wow, that's a great official leader.
That is Nelson Mandela. What about this one? Is he a great leader?
In a way.
That's Queen Elizabeth.
That's Queen Elizabeth.
Hey, she stayed
Okay,
there.
what
No.
about the guy by the left? Is he a great leader? How many of you know him? Is he a great leader? Who knows him there?
It's
Who is he? Who is he? Yeah, the president of Ivory Coast. Is he a great leader? Is he a great leader?
No, he's not.
No.
Who told you? Who told you? Okay, what about the guy by the right? Do you know him? The guy by the right.
Yeah, Jara from Gambia. No,
That's the new president of Gambia. Not the old one, but this is the new president of Gambia. Now,
it's the old
what about
one.
the one by the left? What about this guy by the left?
Oh, Buhari.
Ah.
Worry.
Is he a great leader?
Call me back, I'm in class. Call me back. Or call the other number.
Okay, call me that number. Don't worry. Now, is this Buhari a great leader?
No, not again.
What about Kwame Nkrumah? What about Kwame Nkrumah? By the right, is he a great
Yes.
leader? Now, what about this guy by the left? Who knows him? Does anybody know him? If you know him, I'll clap for you. Somebody must know him.
Julius Madavio of Sierra Leone.
The person talking is his uncle. This is uncle. That is Charlie Bio's uncle. That is Bio. Charlie is Bio. So Charlie Bio, this is your uncle. So is your uncle a great leader? Your uncle is a great leader. Can you imagine your
I
uncle
can
is
see the
president?
flag. It's from Sierra Leone.
Yes, I mean, I was rebuking, Charlie. Actually, how can your uncle, your father's brother is a president, and you're a poor man? You can't, if you're a Nigerian, how can your uncle go? Do you guys know that when this guy became president, it was Charlie Bio? We had a family meeting and came to pray for him. Charlie Bio is one that came to go and pray for him. And you're a poor man. God forbid. He's a Nigerian man. Anyway, so Charlie, is your uncle a great leader? Is your uncle a great leader?
Yes.
Yes, his name
We
is
applaud him as a great leader.
Yeah.
You just say, yeah. It's like the ones in Africa are bad, the ones outside is okay. Now, what about this guy? That is Fidel Castro.
Castro.
He's a great leader.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Fidel
What about
Castro.
this woman? Sorry, the first picture I showed you was Margaret Thatcher. This is Queen of England. This is Queen of England. Is she a great leader?
No.
What do you mean, no?
She's a great
Now, what did you observe in this picture? Okay, what did you observe? I'm going to ask for a show of hands at this point. Let me see if I can see your hand. Now, let's do a show of hands. We are down to 23 participants. Let's do a show of hands. What do you? Rotimi hand is up. Let's see. What's your observation?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
First thing, one thing in common with.
Hold on, wait.
Rotimi. All right.
Let me just mute everybody. Let me mute everybody. Okay, Rotimi, unmute yourself and speak. Everybody's mute now. Rotimi, speak.
All right. Thank you, sir. First of all, they all have one thing in common. They are all leaders. So, and from our responses, it seems like we have had experiences and knowledge about some people leading well and leading bad. So that means that it's not automatic that if you're a leader, you naturally lead well. Your personality, your intention, your agenda, everything will determine if you would eventually be successful in your leadership.
So what are you saying? What are your observations? Just say one line. My observation is this. What's your observation?
There are bad leaders and there are good leaders. Leadership can be bad or good.
Excellent. Leadership can be bad or good. That's it. You remember the question is, are they great leaders? I didn't say whether they are good or bad. Great leaders. Great leaders, actually, they're all great leaders. But leadership can be bad or good. Now let me ask a sister. Is that Elizabeth, fellow GGG star? Elizabeth, if that is you, unmute your mic and speak. Your hand is up.
Yeah, well, what I observed is it's not about the intelligence or how well they were educated, but I think it's their behavior or character.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, do you know probably the most the most uneducated leader in that in the list picture? Do you know the most uneducated leader that is there? Can anybody tell me? Out of all that picture I showed you.
President George Weah. Yes.
He's a lawyer. John Weah is a lawyer.
Adolf Hitler.
Hitler, yes. Hitler couldn't even pass secondary school. Hitler is the most uneducated leader in that place. One day I'll tell you guys, so maybe tomorrow I'll probably tell you guys the story of Hitler. Whatever. He was uneducated, but the truth is that he probably had more influence than everybody in that group. Nobody could ever forget Hitler. Nobody can forget Hitler. Till Jesus comes. Remember, leadership is about influence. Not whether you do good or bad, it's about influence. Okay, so that's a very good answer. Let's take who do we have here? Charlie Bio, you want to talk? What's your observation?
Yeah. I noticed that they were all great, of course. The most important thing, they were able to move a very large number of people to succeed their cause. Especially, of course, those that were very wicked, and up to now, of course, people know them to be very, very wicked during their existence on earth. And just like you said, is the ability to influence people. So irrespective of their being great, for as long as they were able to influence people, of course, they became great.
Yes, that's just influence. Just leadership is influence. Now, some people don't, if they don't lead, some people don't do great things because they don't have influence, whether good or bad. Boko Haram came up by influence. ISIS is by influence. Doing good is by influence. So you have to have influence. So influence is what we see. Let me see if I can see one hand. There's a hand that is up. Tochukwu, if that is you. Tochukwu, just after Tochukwu, then we'll now finish up. Tochukwu, you can unmute your mic and speak. If you are not ready, we'll just continue. Okay, let's continue.
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
I just discovered that from these pictures, these leaders were able to produce themselves. Some of them are no more, but what they did then, some are really replicating it at this time.
Okay, who's replicating? Who's replicating Adolf Hitler?
I said some of them. Adolf Hitler.
Okay. Osama.
Osama
still have, Osama, yes. So their influence, what you're saying, and I think I get what you're saying. We are saying that their influence lives beyond them, after them. So those who have died, their influence, even though they are dead, but we can still feel the impact, right? So that is true. So let us take let's go for the landing now. Let's go for the inland. Now here are some other additional things. Some of them you've already said. Observations for me: one, influence is not always positive; it can be negative. Number two, leadership is colorblind. Some of you didn't see that, maybe because you are colorblind. You can be white or black. You can be Jewish or red. You can be any color. Leadership, anybody can be a leader. Number three, leadership transcends religious beliefs. Some are Jewish. Some are like Gandhi is Hindi. Some are Christians. You can have Christian belief. Some have Muslim belief. So it doesn't matter religion you are in. You can also have influence and leadership. Now, some acquire leadership while many attain it. Now, people that attain it, like George Weah, the first time that he tried to become a president, they told him that he didn't have educational qualification. One of the things that they told the guy. Of course, the guy started playing football, became a star. So he went back to school and did his secondary school. Then from secondary school, he went to university. So while Salif, the woman was there for 8 years, he was in school. So by the time the woman finished, he has his university degree. So he came back and became a president. So some of them will attain it by hard work, dedication. But some people, they just dash them. So some people will just be given, like Queen Elizabeth. She was born a leader. For the fact that you are born in that royal family, you're just a leader. You have influence, like Prince Charles or Prince Harry. Anywhere they are royalty. Not because they did anything, just because they carry that name that they are from. So some people, they dash them leadership. Some people, they have to grow leadership. And finally, from my observation here, it looks like the more influence that one has, the more they are remembered, good or bad, the more they are remembered. So true leaders are not those who take. Even Adolf Hitler was not taking. He gave of himself, gave of his energy, gave us ideas. But those who are consumed by positively building and giving of themselves to others. So if you want to be a very good leader and influence of people, always think about how can I give? How can I add value? Don't just take. Also think of trying to give. So I know you're asking that question. So what do I do? How do I start? Whatever. Let me introduce you to an acronym, and I'm going to do it very, very fast. To be a better influencer of people. So influencer or influence, I'll use it as an acronym. That is, you must have I, you must have N, you must have all these things. So this is what an influencer must and do. Now, if you have I, you must have integrity with people. What you say, you will do, that's what you will do. Please, people should not, you shouldn't tell them A and they say, I know you won't do it. I know. That's what they thought, John. Nothing will happen. Nothing. Have integrity. Number 2, nurture people. Nurture them. That's an N. Number 3, have faith in people. Believe in people. Even when they don't have faith in themselves, have faith in people. Number 4, listen to people. There is active listening and there is passive listening. Hear what they are not saying. Hear what what the people are saying. You understand them. Understand where they're coming from. Understand their challenges. Understand their strength. Understand understand. It is very, very important. Then enlarge them. Make them better by putting a trend on everybody. Put a trend. Like some of the people that we raised up by God's grace, virtually all of them, like 90% or more of them, went to school under us. They went to school. We encourage them to go to school. We encourage them. We sometimes raise money for school fees. We raise money for project. We raise money just to make sure you enlarge it. Some of them, you won't believe it, they never had a plan or even a thought that they could actually go to university. But we encourage them. We give them opportunity. We open it up to them. And they took it. And today they are better. And they are doing different things than what they were called to actually do. So enlarge people and make them better. That's an E. Then navigate for people. Always look out for people. Man, that guy is a good guy. Let me bring that guy in. That guy, man, I can add to that guy. Always navigate. Don't just wait for people to come to you. Also go out, navigate for them. Find out where leaders are, potential leaders are. They might not know, just like God went to go and find Gideon, threshing wheat in the wild place. Go and seek him out. So also, let's go and seek people out. Then connect with them. Find a connecting spot. Connect with them where you guys can talk, where you guys can share ideas and help them to really be awesome. Then empower them. See, then you empower them. When you empower them, give them the tools to give them opportunities. You can't just be teaching somebody and they don't have opportunity. Give them tools and opportunity. If the tool is a shoe, you can't train somebody on how to run a marathon without giving them shoes. Can't train somebody to be a soccer player. Give them a jersey. It makes them feel good. Give them what they need. Help them to acquire it. Help them. It is very, very, very good. Like one of the things I'm doing right now, I was appointed the chairman of the teachers service team in Africa. And my first job as a teacher, I said, guys, everybody must write a profile. I got them to buy into write a profile, put your photograph there, your picture there, your personal picture, your family picture. Tell us what you can do, whatever. And I'm going to send that picture to the ICOC International service team, whatever, so that we can advertise you, whatever. So I want to empower them, so that they can be to think, so that it can't just only be me. I want everybody to also be in that place. And finally, R, to be an influencer, reproduce yourself. Reproduce yourself. So if you have an I, you have integrity, with people that you are working with. N, you nurture them. F, have faith in them. L, listen to them. U, understand them. E, enlarge them. N, navigate for people. C, connect to people. E, empower people. And R, reproduce yourself. And I know that it is overwhelming. You're like, wow, so much. Yes, but I can make it simpler, for you. So where do you start? People, everything starts from your thoughts. What are you thinking about right now? I know God is putting this in your mind. Your thought is good, whatever. So start thinking leadership. Start thinking influence. Start thinking team building. Start thinking from your thoughts. Because your thoughts, the things you think about, determine who you are. If you think, man, I'm fired up, you're going to start acting fired up. If you start thinking, man, I'm a value to people, you start acting, being a value to people. So the thing you think about determines who you are. Then who you are determines what you now do. Some of us are not doing because we are not being. We are called human being, not human doing. Before you can be doing, you have to be first. So when it is who you are, that what you now be. Because what you do, often becomes a habit. They say, show me a successful man, and I can tell you what he does every single day. If somebody is good at reading, I can tell you he spends time reading. If somebody is good at soccer, I'll tell you he spends time practicing. If somebody is good at preaching, I'll tell you he spends time organizing sermon. If somebody is good, whatever you're good at, it's a result of what you're already doing behind your habit. Because your habit will determine your lifestyle. After a while, it now becomes what you do. You might have a habit of waking up 5 o'clock every day. Like I do. You set your alarm clock every day. After a while, it's no more a habit. It's not a lifestyle. You don't need an alarm anymore. I can't remember the last time I set an alarm, and I always wake up the same time. I can't remember because it's not a lifestyle. Because your lifestyle determines your destiny, where you are going to head. So some people grow up today. They went to school. They had opportunities, but they died poor. It's because they have disciplined themselves. So it is not the school you went to. It is not the school you didn't go to. It is not your environment. It's not whatever. It is your lifestyle that determines whether you're going to be significant in this world or you're going to be just a passerby. Your destiny, I tell of us, determines your legacy. Legacy is what you leave behind. The people you are going to reproduce, what you're going to leave behind. So if you want your legacy to be great, think about your destiny, what you are living for. When you think about your destiny, think about your lifestyle. Your lifestyle determined by your habits. Your habit determines by things you do often. The thing you do often is who you are. Who you are is what you think about. And what you think about is just your thoughts and who and everything about you. So you need to take time. Some people say, okay, take the 7-Up challenge. As a leader, take the 7-Up challenge. Have a daily growth plan. Leaders are readers. Read. Some of you don't like to read. Some of you have not even finished your MTA assignment. You don't want to read, but you want to do. How can you do when you're not replenishing yourself? It is not good. Leaders are readers. People must read. Some of you need to read more. Read a book every 2 weeks. Especially right now, you are locked down. This is where you should read more. Read a book every 2 weeks. Don't put a ceiling on your growth. Don't say, oh, I can't go beyond here. No. How do you know? Leave room for growth. Number 4, success is a lousy teacher. When you are stressful, that is not the time for you to now relax. Just like that man did in the Bible. David was successful, he now relaxed, and that's when he now fell into sin. Or that man that Jesus Christ talks about, oh, my barn is now full. Let me now, my soul, come and enjoy. That is not the way to live your life. Number 5, it is your responsibility to connect with people, not vice versa. Don't wait for people to come to you. Learn to go out to connect with people. Number 6, have the big picture mentality. I tell people, I know where I want to be in the next 5 years. I know I want to be next year. I plan ahead. I have a picture before me. So when I'm working towards it. Don't just see things the way they are, but how they could be. Be a man and woman of vision. Today, your church might just be 10 people. There are some churches that are just 10 people or 9 people, whatever. Do you see them as being 100? And like, no. Then you're not a man of vision. There was a time our campus ministry was very small. All our total collection for the year was between 200,000. Then if you do it, 250,000. I remember that day at the chapel. I said, guys, one day we're going to give 1 million naira a year. Where people were like, Abba. I said, me, I can see. Now we are giving multiple of millions now. I remember when our ICLC, our budget for ICLC is about 200,000 naira. That's like a huge money. Right now we are spending almost 15 million. So it is your vision. You want to go to, like Paul said, I want to preach Christ where Christ will be preached before. Some of you want to stay in one place because you are comfortable. Oh, at least I'll get my salary paid. Or I do whatever. You're not thinking about, can we break the bank? Can we do something big? Challenge yourself. Number 7, learn to relax and smile. So those of you that that know me know, there are times I just chill out, I play my video games, I dance. My family know me, I just dance in the house, I play songs, I crack jokes, I can lie down on the floor, we can laugh, whatever. Just relax. Jesus Christ has died and he's coming back. Don't cry, don't live as if Jesus Christ is not coming back again. You have to challenge yourself. The only way to become the kind of leader that people want to follow is to keep growing and learning about leadership. The day you stop growing and learning, people will not follow you again. They're going to look for somebody else to follow. That is it. And all your achievements will be in the past. It is called the paradigm shift. When a paradigm shifts, everything goes to zero. Your past successes does not count anything. Oh, we used to baptize before. What about now? Oh, we used to do great things. What about now? We used to, what about? Those stories are, go and tell the stories to old people. Young people want to see you do great things. Achievements come to somebody when he's able to do great things for himself. Oh, I've achieved this. I bought a car. I bought a TV. That's achievement. But success will come when you empower other people, followers, to do great things with you. Now you're working with other people. But a legacy is created only when a person puts his organization into position to do great things without him. Question is, what can your people do without you? Some leaders are afraid to leave their ministry today, because if they leave the ministry, it will fall. Some leaders are afraid today, not to get involved in every nitty-gritty things they are doing in the ministry. They become micro managers. They micromanage because they have not grown people to be independent. They are afraid of people being independent. Because you're independent, they will leave them. Grow people and don't worry about things you don't have any control over. So there can be no leadership without followership. Effective leaders, I tell you, have at one time or the other been followers. They can therefore, because we have been followers, we can relate with issues that team members have to grapple with. If you are not a good follower, you cannot make a good leader. If you are somebody is leading you right now, follow well, learn as much as you can, so that tomorrow you are going to be on your own. You won't be afraid. Learn as much as you can, and I'm sure that God will bless every one of us. Amen. That is where we draw the curtain for today. I hope you guys have learned quite a few. Amen, church.
Amen. Just quite a few. Or elaborate.
Amen. Amen.
All right. I'm happy we stayed. We have come down to 21 people. God is good.
Wow, this is beautiful. Wow.
So I want to thank you, DSK, for staying, Oyinye for staying, Selena Kwe, you are always present, Keme, and Anota from Kaduna, Glory Waribe, Owerri, Oyatokpe, Abioye, Lagos, today, and Jijosi Omiwole in Jos. Fellow G-Star, I know you are my dear sister from Cape Coast. Thank you for staying. Shola Adekoye from Ilorin, thank you for staying. Ngozi Oluwese, thank you for staying. Ngozi and my sister, I will tell you the story of how we did a tour from Lagos to Asaba. We bundle Ngozi, put her inside car, give her to Loki Oluwese. Ngozi is a fired up, awesome sister. Thank you for staying. Charlie Bio, thank you for staying. Oji, this week is their 10th wedding anniversary, just a few days ago. Dodotun Olutumbi Abekuta, thank you for staying. Gina, my Baesa, leader, thank you for staying. My ever-present Francis Dasse, the henchman, the big guy, he said, Francis is bigger than me. Some of you don't know Francis is bigger than me. He's the only person that's bigger than me here. Thank you so much for your leadership, for just staying. Tochukwu Nwaribe, thank you for staying. Rotimi Awaye, Christy is our longest serving intern. Christy should be like a pope, very soon. Christy and Rotimi. Christy is at the same for over 11 years. She'll be a pope very soon. Titus Ashafa, Abekuta. Titus Ashafa is not on staff, but he's single-handedly leading the church. in Ijebu-Ode. And my dear wife, Henrietta Eme, she is the longest intern that I have. She refused to graduate. She will be in all my classes. She has had all my jokes. She has had all my jokes. She has had all my illustration. She's probably heard this class I'm teaching over 100 times. So I want to say thank you, everyone, for just staying. And I pray, my prayer really is that I want to see us do awesome things, honestly. I want to see you guys do great. Whatever some of us have done is just nothing compared to what God is going to do through all of us here. And I want you guys to unleash yourself. It starts from unleash your mind. Don't think small. Think big. Seek advice, but think big. Pray to God. Have faith. Tell God, if you can create man from nothing, then you can do more than I can think, ask God. Imagine. There will be times that you're going to go down, whatever. But when that time comes, know where you're going down. Maybe you are going back to the storming stage. Then go to God in prayer. Pray, and God will give you wisdom. Come up again. So I'm really grateful for all of this. I'm going to ask Mr. Oji Obonaya, because Oji Obonaya is an international brother. His wife is from Ghana and he's from Nigeria. So, and he's 10 years married now. and he's an awesome guy. I spent some time with him last year. But last year I traveled around. Last year I was in Abidjan. Last year I was in Sierra Leone. I was also in Owerri. I was there in Asaba. So our brother is leading church in Asaba. So I'm going to ask our brother Oji Ubunaya Oji to close us with a word of prayer. And I'll see you guys same time, same channel tomorrow at 10 o'clock in Nigeria, 9 o'clock if you are living outside Nigeria. God bless you. Ubunaya Oji, please. Sorry.
Please let us pray.
Sorry, hold on, please. Nathaniel,
our Father in heaven.
Thank you. Sorry, my brother. Hold on a bit. Sorry. I wrote him I reminded me that I'm really sorry about this. Nathaniel Afamo leads our church in Uyo. He's joining us on YouTube, so he's not here, so he's on YouTube. That's Nathaniel Afamo. So please, and if there's anybody I've not mentioned their name, Biodo Karonwe, she was here before. She's our woman ministry leader in Warri. She was here, and many more people. So I want to say thank you. I had to mention your name one by one, just to really show my appreciation. So my brother, go ahead and pray.
Father, we are grateful. We thank you for today. We thank you for this platform, God, that we can use to learn. Father, we thank you, God, for the wisdom, Father, you've given to the facilitators. Father, using Mr. Emmanuel Leme as a point of contact, we are indeed grateful. Father, we pray that all that we've learned, I will put to heart. Please, God, might come to help us, God, that we will use it, God, to advance the cause of the gospel. Be with us in all that we do. Thank you, Father, for last week. Thank you for today. Thank you, even as we look forward for tomorrow. Please, God, come to be with us. Give us the strength. Give us the wisdom. Give us the ability, Father, to learn and, Father, to apply what we are learning to the honor and glory of your name. That we love you. Thank you for now and forever. In Jesus Christ's name, we pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Awesome.
Amen.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for coming. If you like, I'll put on your video now so you can see your face. Charlie. How's your family?
Amen.
Josie, Titus, good to see your face. Omi Wole, Agbara shop. Sunday and Josie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good to see you guys. Mrs. Karowe and Leo. What do you carry last? I hope it's raining. I hope rain is falling everywhere because it's raining in Lagos. So I hope we share the rain equally. I hope we have shared the rain. In Jos, it doesn't rain in Jos at all. Maybe that's snow. And I hail. You guys have ice block falling from the sky. It hails in Jos.
Yeah.
Because if ice block fall for Lagos, they're going to be selling the ice block. People go hustle. They'll say, now my ice block be this so. Now my ice block be this so. You know how now? How worry? Is that a picture of her or her true self? Just go. Gina, how now? Good to see you. See everybody the fat. So see even yourself. You don't come out cheeks. You're laughing. Wait until you see the cheeks of Credo Christie. Wait, Christy, see your cheeks. Oh, they are not here on you. All of them don't add weight. See all of them. Everybody's. Soon they even yourself don't add cheeks. Everybody don't. God is good though. Charlie B, only you never add weight. So what's happening now? Things are hard now. Go. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave you guys right now. I have a Bible talk. Later this afternoon. Let me go and prepare for my Bible talk. See you guys tomorrow.